No, it said you
have to
paused.
pay to carry your belt. You should be paying me. If you want to be truthful, you should be paying me. This dude gets on a plane, gets a hotel suite. Him and his buddies, they go out to dinner, 5-star meals, all that, you know, and guess who got to pay for it? Us fighters. We paying for y'all to come out here, have the time of y'all life, stay in the best hotels of y'all life, and it's all done on our dime. It's done on our dime. Do that sound right to y'all? It's crazy, ain't it? Pay you more than the other sanctioned bodies because you feel like you better than them. How in the world all the sanctioned bodies agreed to the same amount, but you sit your motherfucking ass up there and say that I need to apologize to you? The fuck? You can take the fucking belt. It's a trophy anyway. The fuck am I paying you every time I step foot in the fucking ring? Mauricio, I appreciate you. I appreciate you. Because everybody in the world know you was going for Canelo. You was mad that I beat Canelo. It's okay. It happens, you know? But if you a real fan of the sport, you would have, you know, said congratulations instead of having that little smirk on your face, all mad and pouting. But listen though, you should have took the money, and you should have been thankful and grateful that I was rocking your belt around as your champion. Still the champion. Can't take that away from me. History already been made, baby. The great, like I said yesterday, I am legend. And I'm gonna leave y'all with that.
B3 Picks TV, man, we back again. Hold on, let me let everybody know what's good. Pop a lot of smoke. What's happening? Smoke Dog in the building. Appreciate you, family. Miss B in the building. We definitely working. Hold on, it's getting a little warm. I got a long sleeve shirt. I thought it was gonna be super cold today, but it's not. I'm over here at my guy Marvin's tire shop thinking I was gonna need to get a tire, but I think I'm good for right now. What's happening, Dank? Salute to you, family. You know, putting up, showing love. We definitely working. What's happening, Carrier? God bless y'all, man. I appreciate y'all showing love, man. Listen, we trying to grow. YouTube, for whatever reason, they not pushing us in the algorithm like they need to be. I don't know. Maybe it's due to the fact that you know, we ran up the numbers off of Crawford. They wasn't looking to monetize me that fast. Listen, Crawford ran them numbers up crazy with that WBC talk. I got like 100 subscribers off the bat just posting Crawford. So, man, listen, we still gonna grind. We working. Appreciate you, Coach Eddie, pulling up, and Mr. Shelton Moore. What's happening? Let me get an audio check, Mr. Moore.
I don't think I'm ready yet. Hold on. Let me see. Yeah,
You
am I
coming
ready
through
yet?
good on my end. You can't hear me?
Okay. That's good. All right.
What's
Coach,
going
what
on,
up
Coach
with you,
Eddie? Talk
man?
to us real quick. Coach, you on mute.
Hey, what's up, brother? What's good, man?
What's up,
What's going
Coach,
on with
man?
you, Coach? What's happening with
What's good, Shelton? So, what's the topic of today? Is it the thumbnail? I mean, which way we heading, brother?
Hey, listen, you already see me. I'm in the car. It's gonna be a road show, but so we working. So I'm gonna let y'all do a lot of cooking for sure. But the
Oh, okay.
main part of it is that Canelo Bud rematch 2026. September, Canelo's gonna be back in the ring. Start us off, Mr. Shelton. You got a little feedback, Coach Eddie. But start us off, Mr. Shelton. What's your thoughts on the rematch? Do you feel like that's pretty much what Canelo has to do based on his fans and support system, seeing him get his ass kicked? Talk to us.
Well, I mean, that's what, if he is the guy that he portrays himself to be, It looks like he is. That's what he has to do. You're absolutely right. He say he a dog.
Mm-hmm.
He say he the best fighter in the world. He don't fear nobody. So he got to go ahead and try to get his get back. You know what I'm saying? It's Crawford to be a year older. He'll be a year older. They'll both be rested.
Mm-hmm.
They both are starting to train now for the fight in September. So it won't be no this guy overtrained, that guy overtrained. They both got the same amount of time to train. They should both be ready. They'll both be a year older. They both will be rested for a whole year. If he can beat him, he can. I don't think there's anything Canelo Alvarez can do to change the outcome of this fight. That's just my opinion. I don't think there's nothing he can do.
Mm.
The only thing he can pray for is that Crawford gets sold overnight. That's all he can hope for.
And let me say this before I switch phones. Shout out to the beautiful Angie B. What's good, Angie B? Appreciate you pulling up, showing love, Queen. And Mike Rim in the building. What's happening, Mike? Listen, God bless. I'm not seeing all the comments, so just know if you pull up and I don't say anything, just know I love and appreciate you. We definitely building and growing. Now, Carrie, Carrie, you scored that 7-5. Let me before I bring Coach Eddie and Mr. Shell. How'd you score the first fight? Was that 7-5 to you?
9-3,
Okay.
8-4 at the. If I was being generous, it would be 8-4, but 9-3.
Right. Right. Talk to us, Coach Eddie, man. What's your thoughts on the rematch and how did you score the first matchup?
Well, first of all, the rematch, to me, it doesn't really spark any enthusiasm because, to be honest, the first fight wasn't really super duper. It was decent. It was mid. If you really want to, as far as the action went, I'm just keeping.
Was it a one-way deal?
It was a mid fight, man. It wasn't like anybody, in my opinion. I didn't see anybody laying like any crazy significant shots. Wasn't both guys. I don't know. It just wasn't a whole lot of action. To me, it was more like a point tactical type of fight. It wasn't something like that we say. It wasn't too much drama to me. It wasn't. There wasn't any drama in the fight. It was kind of like Crawford just was kind of like on cruise control and then maybe went to third gear or something like that. Never really got out of third gear because he didn't have to. Canelo was just, slow, plodding forward, and not to take away from Canelo's victory, but I've been saying Canelo is overhyped well before Crawford was even a thought in this man's mind. I've been saying this since the HBO days that I thought Canelo was overhyped, and I thought he was somewhat of a manufactured fighter. So it didn't surprise me that Terence Crawford was able to go in there and basically just beat him in the USA amateur boxing system. That's what he did. He beat him like an amateur. That he used the amateur type style of boxing to beat Canelo. Because that's how you beat somebody, when you just outpoint him, outmaneuver him, you tie him up. I mean, he beat him with an amateur style, but as a professional. Because you got to remember, a lot of our top pros, they're deeply rooted in USA boxing. And they just took that style and translated over to a professional style. So whenever they need to go back to the amateur style to beat guys, that's what they do. That's why Triple G, a lot of people say he's overrated, but he had a deep amateur background. That's how he was able to just rely on the basic fundamentals, and it got him a long way. So I'm not really excited about the fight. The fight, I would be more excited if Crawford was fighting Benavidez. I'm sorry, not Benavidez. I mean Boots. Because I feel like Boots has more to offer than Canelo does. And I would be more excited if Canelo was maybe fighting somebody like Sherrod. I think somebody who really has a chance to knock him out. Because I would like to see Canelo get knocked out. I don't think Boots can do it. Yeah.
Coach Eddie.
I'm with you on that.
He is not going to fight no Hamza Sherrod. Come on, man.
To us.
He is not going to fight no Hamza Sherrod.
Free probably moving around. Free, you still on mute, family.
Hey, what's good? What's good?
Or maybe I can't hear Free. Can y'all hear Free?
What up, Free?
What's going on, Joe?
We got it. What's up, Free? What's up with it?
Free gotta be talking.
What up, brother?
Hold on.
What y'all cooking on?
Go ahead, Free, cook. Coach Eddie says he wants to see Canelo and Hamza Sherrod.
I mean, to be honest with you, I'm not really. I don't really care for that fight. I mean, it's a decent fight,
but it's not a fight that I'm just head over heels wanting to see happen. Because to be honest with you, outside of Edgar Berlanga, Shiraz hasn't beat anybody. So I mean,
Yeah.
I don't know if he really deserved a fight with Canelo Alvarez. He just got to the division. He fought Edgar
So,
Berlanga, and now they want to put him in there with Canelo Alvarez. I mean, it's a good comeback fight
so
for
you actually
Canelo.
think the Canelo Alvarez, the guy we just saw, wait a minute, you think the guy we just saw has a chance to beat Hamza Shiraz? Canelo Alvarez, that guy.
Yeah, I mean, Hamid Shiraz, he's a decent fighter, but he was in there with Edgar Berlanga. He wasn't in there with a level fighter. He was in there with Edgar Berlanga. We saw what happened when he was in there with Carlos Adonis.
True. But my point
That's
is
the
this.
thing
Here's my
with
point.
Canelo. I think Adames will give Canelo a good fight. Canelo, I'm telling you, he's not
Adonis
that
would beat
guy.
him. Adonis would beat him.
He's never been
Adonis
that
would beat
guy.
him.
To me, he's never been that guy. And I
Let
think,
me
like I
say
No,
this
say, I
real
think
I,
quick,
this,
coach. Let me say this
yeah.
real quick, coach.
I
But I
don't
got a
know if
little
Carlos
audience.
Adonis will be.
What's good for? Let me say this real quick. Salute,
He'll beat him
man.
because he's too
Appreciate you pulling
small.
up, Queen. We building, we working. And also Crest the Legend. The families are building some legends. Salute. Go ahead,
That's what
Free.
you
What you
guys
at?
keep forgetting.
I don't know if Carlos Adonis beat Canelo Alvarez. I'm not really sold on
I
Carlos
do.
Adonis right now. I haven't seen anything that say, okay, this guy right here, he got a real good chance of beating Canelo Alvarez. I mean, like I said, regardless of how we feel about Canelo Alvarez still has a better ring IQ than Carlos Adonis. Canelo
He ain't got
Alvarez
no
been in
feet
there
though. He got
with
flat
better
tires,
competition.
brother.
Okay,
He got
okay,
he got flat
but
tires. Anybody with
y'all,
feet gonna give him
I'm not saying
problems.
he doesn't.
And plus, like you see, and plus when you see a fighter lose, all it does is just embolden everybody else in the division. That's all it does. Just give them more courage, and they be like, "Wait a minute, he beat this guy. I
No,
can beat this guy."
nobody's saying, nobody's talking about ring IQ. Free. What we're saying is Canelo Alvarez is too small for the division. He's not going to be the 6'4" guy like Hamza Shiraz. He's not going to be the 6 foot guy like Carlos Adonis. He can't even be the 5'8" guy with long arms like Terence Crawford. He's too small. All of these guys beat him and they beat him easy. He's too small.
I think Canelo Alvarez beat both those guys because I seen Canelo lose 3 times. The 3 guys that he lost to, near one of these guys that we talking about beats none of those guys. Near one of them beat
Who?
Demetrius Bivol. Near one of them beat Bud Crawford. Near one of them beat Floyd Mayweather. So because
What you
we
talking
seen
about? How much
Canelo lose,
Shiraz would be a
Well,
nightmare for
he's
Bud
talking about,
Crawford.
but he's talking about,
Hamza Shiraz would be a nightmare for
dog,
Bud Crawford.
Hamza Shiraz is too
dog,
big for Floyd Mayweather. They would never fight. Carlos Adames is too
I
big for
said
Floyd Mayweather.
no,
They would never
no.
fight.
Listen, no,
Never.
y'all not
They too
listening.
big.
Y'all just talking.
He
Y'all not
can't.
listening.
Floyd
I
can't
said
beat either one of those guys. I don't know what you
listen,
thinking. Floyd Mayweather can't
listen,
beat either one of those guys. That is a
listen,
silly statement to make.
listen. Will you listen and stop talking? I said nail one of those guys beat Bud, Floyd, or Demetrius Bivol. We're going based off of what those guys did to Canelo Alvarez. Those guys are not those type of fighters. They're not those type of
Well,
fighters.
I'm gonna
They
leave it
fight
alone
totally
because
different from
I'm gonna
those
leave it
guys.
alone because it's a silly argument. So I'm gonna leave it alone. But if they make those fights, I'm coming to find you to bet because all 3 of them dudes beat Canelo Alvarez. All 3 of them.
And I'm gonna
They
keep it.
did. They already beat.
I'm gonna keep it. I'm
They
gonna keep
already
it
did. What
100.
are you talking about?
I'm
3 of them dudes beat
I'm gonna
Canelo
keep.
Alvarez. They already did.
I'm gonna keep it 100. If the judges done what they supposed to do, he would have had another loss. Cause, in my opinion, William Skull beat him. Devin Haney light performance. He beat Canelo Alvarez. Cause Canelo Alvarez didn't do nothing. Nothing. He set a record
So
for the
now
least
you're
amount
not
of punches
listening, D3.
ever thrown in a fight.
I said Adonis beats Alvarez. I said Hamza Shiraz beats Alvarez. And I said Crawford beats him again. That's what I said. I wasn't talking about no goddamn Mayweather. I'm talking about Shiraz, Adonis, and Crawford. They all beat him. He's not good enough to beat any of those guys.
If they make the fight, we will see. Like I said, I seen
We will
Shiraz
bet.
fight.
No, me and you will bet. Me and you will bet.
You're not gonna
Hey,
tell me what I'm going to do.
Mr. Shasta. Hold on.
You're not gonna tell me what I'm going to do. You
Let me
can
say
bet.
something real quick. It's cool. I'm just saying that Canelo Alvarez, you have to be a blind person. You can't see that this guy is not the same guy. He's not.
I didn't say he was. I didn't say
And that's what I'm saying. You're looking at a guy, in my opinion, who's diminished. His feet are bad. He's doesn't have the same output that he used to have. He can't move as much. He's not on that. He's not even willing to even take certain shots like he used to. He's fighting like a guy who has $300 or $400 million. That's what he's fighting like. He's not hungry anymore. This guy,
what I'm looking
Let me
at
say this real quick,
I'm
Free.
looking at two guys that haven't
Hold on,
shown
Free. Let
me
me say
anything.
this. Let me say this real quick. Y'all got the floor because I'm moving around. My audio about to be in and out, man. Listen. All we gotta do is talk. Listen, we can sing together. We can't talk together. As long as we talking one at a time, it's gonna be good for the people in the playback. Listen, everybody in here, y'all tap the like button and follow the channel. I need y'all to follow the channel, help the channel grow. Cause, hey, I don't know what's going on with the algorithm, but we gonna kick it. And let salute GP pulling up. Salute to Curtis Robinson. I gotta get on. And shout out to the Vebe and everybody that's pulling up today. We working. Go ahead, Free. Cook on this.
No, what I'm saying is I see two guys that hasn't shown me anything. They hasn't shown me anything. I understand Canelo is not the same Canelo that he once was, but these two guys that we're talking about, Shiraz and Carlos Adonis, hasn't shown me anything.
But now Free. Hold on. But Free, check this out. They say that all the time though. Even whenever a younger guy comes up and fight an old champion, that argument you can use that throughout boxing history. Of course, the younger guy is not going to have the name that Canelo Alvarez has on his resume. But the point is that this man is on the raw. He's closer to 40 than he is 30. He's a diminished fighter. He's been beat. There's a blueprint out to beat him. You're not talking about an undefeated fighter.
No problem.
You know, that's the thing right there. Somebody like I would favor Shiraz to beat Canelo Alvarez.
Why,
To be
why,
honest,
why are you talking? Why are you talking about resume? I didn't say nothing about no resume. I said
no, you did.
They haven't shown me anything.
You're not listening. By them not having shown you anything, mean that you said they hadn't fought anybody, which
No,
equates
it
to
does
their
not
resume.
mean that. No, it does not.
Okay, all right. I'm gonna leave it alone, bro. You got it. I'm leaving it alone.
Oh, I'm talking about the skills that I see in the ring. Because like I told everybody 2 years ago, I had a Dula Mason on my pound for pound. And everybody talking about you crazy. He hasn't fought anybody. I said, I don't care who he fought. I'm looking at the skill level. And now everybody's looking and seeing a Dula Mason. They're like, hey, Dula Mason is that dude. I've been seeing that. I've been seeing it.
Canelo Alvarez is past his prime, and for that reason, in my opinion, that's why he loses to Hamza Shiraz. He's not in his prime. He's well past it.
He ain't beat none of them young dudes coming up. He ain't beat nobody. The dudes got flat feet, slow feet. He's not beating them dudes.
I mean, that's your opinion, and we'll find out if they make the fight. I just y'all want to beat me up for my opinion. I ain't say nothing about your opinion.
Okay.
No, we not beating you up. When you start saying beat the Mayweather beat him and you can't compare these dudes to that. But he's not that dude anymore. That's all we trying to tell you. He ain't that dude that even fought Bivol. He ain't even that dude.
I never said he was that dude. I'm just saying these two guys hasn't shown me anything. They hasn't shown me anything.
Hold on.
I think Christian Mbili, he beats Canelo Alvarez. He beats him. Christian Mbili, he'll beat Canelo Alvarez.
Yeah,
I'm with that.
I think Chris Mabili will beat Canelo Alvarez, but I also think Chris Mabili will beat Carlos Adonis and Saraz. I don't think those guys are that great. They hasn't shown me anything. They possibly could be that great, but right now I don't see it.
Yeah, I think
That's all
having
I'm saying.
Shiraz right now is a problem for anybody that's in. I don't think Christian Billy can beat him. I don't think what's the guy that he fought, Coach? Lester Martinez? I don't think Lester Martinez can beat Hamza Shiraz. I don't think neither one of them can beat him.
But one thing about
I think
we about to find out because Hamza Shiraz and Billy they fighting, so we gonna know pretty
yeah,
soon.
I
Yeah,
think Chris Mabili
we
will beat
damn sure
Hami
finna see.
Saraz.
We damn sure finna see.
Yeah, yeah. I think Chris Mabili gonna beat Hami Saraz.
Now let me ask you this, right?
Hey,
Y'all can hear me?
Yeah.
Let me
yeah,
ask
go
you
ahead.
this. Let me ask you this, Mr. Moore. Coach Eddie said something really, and I'm hearing this about manufactured fighters a lot, right? Suit to the Family Blaze pulling up too. Do you agree that Canelo Alvarez is a manufactured fighter?
No, I believe
Mm.
Canelo Alvarez was moved strategically to become who he became. They kept him away from certain guys. Well, I'll say this. They tested the water, didn't like it, and pulled him back. They kept him away from certain styles. They made it possible for Alvarez to fight styles that made him look like the beast that they portrayed him to be. They did a great job with him. It's the same thing they did with Deontay Wilder. They did a great job with him. Manufactured? No. He beat a lot of guys. He beat some good guys. But he was moved strategically and made out to be better than he actually was. I'll say that.
Mm. Cook on that real quick. No black. Let's look at GP. The family GP said no black fighters and no Mexican fighters. Talk to him, GP. Cook on that free. What's your take on it? Do you feel like Canelo is manufactured?
Yeah, to a certain extent. He
Mm-hmm.
he was manufactured, but while they was manufacturing him, he ended up becoming a good fighter. He ended up becoming a good fighter because he got in there with guys who were some of the guys that was at the top of the division in their prime. So he's going to learn from fighting those guys. But I do believe he was manufactured. He ended up getting good because he fought a lot of great guys that was great in their prime. They wasn't great at the time that Canelo fought them, but they was great in their prime. So that's what happened.
Yeah, but like you said, they wasn't great when Canelo fought him. So in other words, it was somewhat of a calculated risk, but we already knew the outcome. That the younger fighter should,
Yeah.
if you're a good younger fighter, you should beat a good older fighter. A guy that's 38, 39, 40, 42, you should beat those guys if you're good. And that's
Coach
what I was saying. That
You exposing too much game now. Coach, you exposing too much game. Don't do that.
no, but you should. I mean, it always been like that, and that's why what you're seeing now, you're not seeing these young guys willing to get in with these older guys because these young guys, a lot of times they're not that good. They're not good enough to beat these older guys. When in essence, they should be able to take these guys out the pasture and go ahead and retire them. Like Pacheco, you put him in there with Andrade flips him over. Like it'll be over with. He knocked that kid out. That's why they won't. You should want somebody like that on your resume. If you're a young up and coming champion and you're like that, yeah, give me him. A guy that got one loss and a two-time division champion. Yeah, let me fight him. I can flip him over. That's a good name to add to my resume. But they can't beat him.
Right.
He's not done enough yet. So they're gonna stay away from him.
But instead, you'll go get Kevin Sajo. You'll go get 35-year-old Kevin Sajo and fight him. But Demetrius Andre looking for a fight. I see what you're saying, Coach.
And he been calling that dude out for years. He called out Jaime Munguia. He ducked him. He called out Canelo. We know he ducked him. Matter of fact, Canelo, Eric Gomez said they intentionally kept Canelo away from slick black fighters for 12 years. Imagine that. Well, and now we seen why. It was a cakewalk. That fight was everybody that Canelo fought was either old, small, Even at the Canelo weight when he was fighting at 155, he brought up freaking Amir Khan. Dude had been knocked
Hey,
out like three or
don't
four
bring up
times
the fact
already.
that Shane Mosley was 39. Hey, don't bring up the fact that Shane
Shane
Mosley
Mosley
was
was 40.
39 when he fought him.
Shane Mosley was 40. Carlos Baldomir, I think, was 41 or 42, I think. Miguel Cotto was
Don't bring that up. Don't
36.
bring that up, Coach.
Fought him at a catch weight of
Yeah, don't bring that up.
156, and then
Don't bring that up, Coach.
and then Canelo came in the next day. I think he was like 178 or 182, somewhere in that neighborhood. So he was weight bullying these guys at 155. He also fought a guy by the name of Matthew Hatton, who was a career 140 pounder. He brought him up. Who else did he bring up? Liam Smith. He went 9 rounds with him. He went 8 rounds with a guy off the contender series, Gomez, Alfonso Gomez. He did 8 rounds with him. Come on, man. This dude's a hype job, man.
Hey, listen, I'm still in the building. Let me bring in Blaze real quick. Blaze, what's good, family?
Oh
This dude's
man,
a
what's
hype job.
I'll
happening?
go
What's
feed that.
happening, brothers? Just hearing y'all cooking. Decided to jump on, man. Add on
Oh,
my, seasoning to this mix.
listen, let's
Well,
let.
what's your 2 cents, Blaze?
I'm gonna run it to you
What you
like
got
this,
for the
Blaze.
show?
I'm gonna run it to you like this, Blaze. This is where we at. Coach Eddie called him out. He said Canelo is manufactured. What's your thoughts? And then speak about the Canelo Bud rematch next year in September. Do you feel like that's the best move for Canelo? Or the only
Yeah.
move?
So as far as Canelo being manufactured, I mean, I think like somebody said on the panel, I think he was strategically moved. Later in his career, you got to think he had 60 something fights. He had 42 fights going in with when he fought Mayweather. You know, it seemed like them guys got it together to figure out how to make him a prize fighter and line him up with names and position him to be in the best position to be successful in the bouts that he took. And when you look in his later career, Bud peeped it because hindsight's 2020. He was dominating at 168. Even when he went up and fought Bivol and lost, then nobody really, take anything away from him. Being that Bivol was that good, Bivol was younger and moving up to a higher weight. He came back down and he was pretty much dominating 168, and got undisputed without anybody really being around but ducking Boo Boo. And then, Benavidez was really the elephant in the room. And so, by the time that happens, though, he's later on in his career, 60 some fights. And where he's at, he's going to be justified with his matchmaking. Bud peeped that. People couldn't see it. People couldn't recognize it because of the so-called disadvantage that Bud was having going up 3 weight classes. So it was more so Bud going up 3 weight classes and not being able to handle Canelo or anybody at 168's power more so than it was Canelo dominate that 168. And Bud watched all
Facts.
that tape. Bud peeped his skill set. You feel me? And Bud understood, even fighting 168, fighting and smarring bigger fighters in the gym. He's like, hold on, I can really beat him. And so when you watch them interviews like that interview with Andre Ward, or when Bud says he lost that fight when he signed the contract, Bud really believed that, and I believe he believed that because of how he approached that fight and how he beat Canelo. Now, like I said, I would say this: I don't got a lot of criticism for Canelo because he's on the late end of his career. In fact, you really got to applaud them guys because who do you know that fights for that long with 60 some plus fights, be in their mid 30s and still be able to generate the numbers that he generated. The only person that did that before him was Floyd. So I don't knock the business aspect of it. But with Canelo exposed, and then this Bud controversy with the WBC exposes is the politics with these belts and how these sanctioning fees and how they can position people to be fighting for these belts that ain't legitimate. And people
Hey,
got legitimate gripes now.
Bud's a hypocrite. And I'm gonna tell you why when you get finished. I'm gonna tell you being hypocritical. I'm gonna tell you why. Go ahead, bro.
No. Well, I'm complete at this part right here. Before I get to the part with the Canelo Bud fight, you can break down why he's a hypocrite. Why you think he's a hypocrite?
Well, I'm just saying that these guys they talk about the sanctioning bodies. Now, if he's talking about how they moving and the sanctioning body, The sanctioning bodies allow Bud to go and skip the line. So you can't. That's the hypocritical part about it. If it wasn't for the sanctioning bodies could have stopped that. They'd be like, no, you can't fight Canelo Alvarez. We have other guys who've been here for a lot longer than you, who campaign at this weight, and we're not going to let you skip the line. That's the hypocritical part right there. The sanctioning bodies, all of them, all parties involved, allow Bud Crawford to skip over 154 and 160 and go straight to the front of the line, brother, and fight the undisputed championship.
Do you know why?
That's the hypocritical part.
But do you know why?
Hypocritical part about it. Yeah, because of the money. Because of the money. That was it.
Exactly. He paid his way, and that's his problem. But it's still hypocritical.
It's still hypocritical, though.
It's not hypocritical.
Mr. Sheldon, give me 1 second.
His problem is, I paid you to get to this point. I paid you.
Let me land my plane and you can have it, brother.
Go ahead.
Let me land my plane. Let me land my plane and you can have it.
Now, hold up. I want to respond because you was talking to me real quick. So I'm going to respond.
Yeah, I'm just saying that's the hypocritical part that you give me 10 seconds. Let me get 10 seconds. I'm going to land my plane. That's the hypocritical part about it. You are benefiting from it. You benefited from the sanctioning bodies allowing you to jump the line and go straight to those belts to go to that fight. I understand the money. I understand the business, but the sanctioning bodies allowed it. The sanctioning bodies could have said no, but they didn't because they wanted to do-rate me also. They in it for the money. So that's all I'm saying.
So let me respond to that. You know, I first and foremost, when it comes to WBC and Bud and the numbers and all that, we don't have all the information. So I'm not gonna go back and forth with what he was supposed to pay, what was agreed upon or nothing. Because when I did my research into sanctioning fees, there's fees that you have to pay to become ranked. There's pre-fight fees. There's maintenance fees for these belts. There's all types of fees going on. And so when I run the math back and I be looking from the outside looking in, I'm like, all right, let me see. Bud had the WBC belt at 140, 147, and then they set him up for 168 to fight Canelo, right? Now, I don't know what was agreed to pre-fight. I don't know what he paid the WBC for them to even get the fight going. And then I don't know what he agreed to after the fight. And they got a discrepancy with their business about what he was supposed to pay after the fight. And Suleiman's talking about 3% on 50 million, which is a number he's unsure about, and then say he's giving them a deal when it's 0.6. And then I didn't see it in my research, but I keep hearing people say that the cap's 300,000, and then Bud in his video says they asked him for more than 300,000. So I'm not taking Bud's side on that shit, or I'm not taking Suleiman's side on this shit. But what I can say is, if you can call Bud a hypocrite, or you could say, hey, Bud played the system who be playing everybody else, because Bud positioned himself and got the WBC to allow him to move 2 weights up and get ranked and fight Canelo with the WBC along with them other belts for undisputed. So, like I said, I don't know all the facts to be giving my opinion on the business, because the numbers is funny, and anybody who do business we know historically, even with the sanctioning bodies, that stuff is negotiable. We don't know what type of deal they had with Canelo, how Canelo was to hold them belts for so long and run around people. So, like I said, brother, I can't get into whether or not Bud's a hypocrite or not, because I don't have all the facts with how them sanctioning bodies move and how they operate. Because if you look at what's been shown right here with the WBC, all it did was put a highlight on how the WBC moved that we wouldn't have been looking at had they not did this. Like, for instance, since the Bud stuff happened, we watched the WBC take Conor Ben at 160 and automatically rank him at 147 to put him in position. We watched the WBC with Fulton missing weight with Shockey and then make that an interim fight at 135. We watched the WBC with was it Matias? Was Matias? Was that part of the WBC? We watched that.
Yeah.
We watched it somehow talk about, oh, he might have popped. Well, he didn't, but we putting him on probation. So all it do for me, bro, is just create more confusion and more questions with an organization that historically has been not transparent. So when you hear me talk, I'm a big fan of Bud in the ring, but you're not going to even hear me on this side with these sanctioning fees take Bud's side. And why? because of the politics that's going on right now. Because when Bud makes his random was like, fuck you, Suleiman, fuck your belt. He didn't say that for all the other sanctioning bodies. He paid everybody else. It's not fuck the belts, it's fuck you and fuck your belt on how you do business with me. Right? But what I'm
Right.
not gonna do is just ride Bud's train, because Bud is also wittingly or unwittingly perpetuating the politics of Turkey, Al Sheikh, Riyadh season, and their ownership with Ring Magazine. So while he does get a
Oh, it's
hundred
not
and eighty
unwittingly.
thousand dollar belt,
It's not
you feel me?
unwittingly. Don't put
When
that
he
there.
deals,
It's not
when he
unwittingly. He know what he doing. He
again,
know what he doing.
again, again, hey. Again, I'm saying what I'm telling you is I don't have the facts. Whether whether they scripted or he's just riding with him freestyling. What I'm telling you, wittingly or unwittingly, deliberately perpetuating a specific agenda. I don't know, but
Right.
what I do know is I peep it. I peep when somebody put you in position, when somebody gives you more money than you ever made in your life. You feel me? You
Yeah.
cash for less. And when you see what I'm saying with the
Right.
rhetoric that when Bud pushes that Ring magazine, it has all the elements that you can
Mm-hmm.
say, oh, it's in a good place. Oh, Ring magazine been around for years and it's the first belt and yada
Yeah.
yada 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 yada. When it was like last I
Right.
checked, the Ring magazine was owned by Turkey, and then before that, Oscar De La Hoya owned it, but Oscar De La Hoya owns Golden Boy Promotions.
Right.
So it's always seemed like there's a conflict of interest if you got to promote major promotional company now going over to another promotional company or a money man who's owning the rights to a magazine or to an institution that has prestige to determine like who's the best fighter in that division, whether they're counting it as giving that Ring magazine to the lineal or whoever they rank up and see who matches up to get that belt. So I'm not getting caught up in what I say with this, and I'll land my plane right here because, like I said, I'm not even arguing with you, Coach A, because I don't know. This is literally not our business because we don't know what goes on in negotiations. We don't know what was discussed before the fight. We don't know what was agreed upon, and we don't know what went on when he went to try to pay him something and they didn't take it. So I just stay out of it. I'm not on the Bud side. I'm not on the WB side. But what it just shows is when you get to start looking at this shit and looking at these sanctioning bodies, they all be funny. And I'm gonna land my plane right here. What I noticed with these sanctioning bodies,
Yes.
especially with the WBC, because I think they just so obvious with it. The main goal is to get the bread. And how you get the bread is this: you find the fighters who are willing to fight at whatever weight class that have the biggest names, and you position them to get a belt so you can charge them sanctioning fees. So we gonna make sure we get you an interim title. So you look at Ryan. I'm gonna end it like this. Look at Ryan Garcia. You see what I'm saying? Ryan Garcia loses, right? Ryan first he fights, he pops dirty, right? Then they line him up with, and he says all that racist shit. They suspend him, they bring him back. He lines him up with Rolly for a title shot, right? Boom, he loses. Then what does the WBC do? They line him up with a title shot
Let me jump in
for
real quick,
Barrio.
Blaze. Hold on real quick.
Because
Salute to
Yeah,
the
why?
let
family
I'm
Mr.
gonna
pulling
just
up.
Shelton
finish real
want to
quick. I'm
jump
See,
just
in.
gonna finish real quick.
let
Bro,
me
you
let me
been on it
Because
for a
I'll go
minute
ahead,
then,
he
Blaze.
get the
dog.
most, because he generates the most money for the biggest purse for them to take their percentage out, and that's how they gonna do it.
Man, salute to the family. T Hill pulling up. Justin James in the building. Salute to all everybody showing love. We definitely working. Go ahead, coach.
I think
Sure.
Mr. Shelton wanted to say something. Go ahead, Mr. Shelton.
Yeah. Yeah. All I wanted to say was the reason that I don't fault Bud is this. Number one, when he said it, nobody refuted. He said I paid everybody the same amount. You wanted more. Why do you get more than them? So you negotiated the same amount. All other three sanctioned bodies accepted it. You didn't.
If Coach
You
Crawford
wanted
was
more.
muted,
Number two, I jumped the line. I did, but I paid you to jump the line. I didn't jump the line for free. I paid my way to get that fight. I paid all them other fees that Blaze is ruminating on to get that fight. So no, I don't feel I should pay you more than everybody else because you didn't do more than everybody else. You got paid. They didn't.
So,
You know what I'm
so
saying?
just like you
So
said,
no, I don't think Bud is a hypocrite at all. I don't think he's a hypocrite
but
at
just
all because
like,
he paid his way.
though, okay, just like you said, what about all them guys, the
Hey,
number one
listen.
contenders?
I'm
Did,
with
did, did
y'all a
they get any
thousand
step
percent.
aside
Let me
money?
bring Juan in, man. Juan, how you feeling today, bro? And
I'm
Smoke just
cool.
pulled up. What's good? Y'all cook.
Hey, my boy Smoke. What up, kid? What up,
What's good?
gangster?
What's good?
What up, Smoke?
What up? What up, Mr. Shelton?
Nah. Let them finish it out, man. They in
Yeah,
here
I'm
brawling.
gonna
Let,
Li-
let y'all go ahead.
Yeah.
Man, listen, they
No,
put the
I'm
No,
just
gloves
saying.
down.
I'm
I'm
You
just
just
heard
go
it.
saying.
ahead, coach.
I'm just saying
What'd you
when
say,
you
coach?
jump the line like that, right? Think about it now. I understand the
Mm-hmm.
business part, and I understand the
I got it.
sanctioning bodies. They all about the money. You know what I mean? But at the end
Right.
of the day, did those guys that never won contender, did they get any step aside money from anybody? They didn't get nothing.
I can't hear
Yes.
nothing
They
for
just
some
they just
reason.
got lit. They
Right.
just got leapfrogged. You know what I'm saying? So you got to keep that at contender. It's just like people. It's just like somebody out there protesting. Lithium batteries or something. But then you walk around with a cell phone in your hand, and everything that you got has a lithium battery. You're a hypocrite. If you're gonna protest something, you shouldn't even have it, brother. You know what I'm saying? That's all. That's all I'm saying. You out there protesting blood diamonds, but then you walking around with blood diamonds on your arm. You flood it out.
Well,
So that's all I'm saying.
that's
And
kind of
another thing
the
too.
way
Hold on,
it
Mr.
worked out
Shelton.
for you,
Hold on,
right?
Mr. Shelton. Mr. Shelton, hold on. I'll be brief. Give me 1 second. I'll be brief. Just like Muhammad Ali, when he took his stand, he actually lost something. That's called a sacrifice. Bud is taking his stand at the end of his career. He's not losing anything. So it's not really a stand, in my
Right.
opinion. He may help
Right.
some guys that have come behind him, like Keyshawn Davis just jumped on that bandwagon. He's not in the same position as Bud is. He need to keep his mouth shut because he may need the WBC one day. He's too young. He's so young and ignorant that nobody will tell him that. No, bro, this is the game that we play. You're not going to change it. No man is bigger than boxing, and no one single man is going to change the way the WBC, WBA, IBF, whatever do business. That's their business model. If you want to be a part of our game, you're going to play by our rules. If not, you'll be blackballed, and that it is what it
Shut up.
is.
No. And that's the whole thing where you misunderstand me. I don't think Bud took no kind of stand. I don't
I'm
think
with you a
Bud is no
thousand
kind of
percent.
activist.
My
None of
audio
that.
going in and out.
I
You cooking
think,
right now, Mr. Stone? Can you hear me?
yeah. I don't think Bud took no kind of.
Oh, okay. Hey,
I don't
listen,
think
we
Bud took
moving
no
around.
kind of
Y'all know it's a
stand.
road show. Hey, y'all cook and Blaze C Hill, the family just pulled back up and smoke in the building. Talk to him, Smoke, man. What's your thoughts on the rematch?
I told you that was the only damn fight worthy, man.
Yeah,
What the
for
hell
the
you gonna
bread.
stay in boxing for and fight a bunch of guys that we saying we think you should fight? We don't pay none of them damn purses.
Yeah.
Like you knew that fight was coming, man. Canelo still had the clause. He ain't say nothing. Like Bud fight, everybody talking about fight boots, Carlos Adonis, the Janibek thing, the Laura thing. Fight one of them. Y'all know he wasn't fighting either one of them damn people, man. You gonna fight Canelo kid again and ride off into the sunset.
Smart move, man. Get that money. T Hill, man. Salute to the family. T Hill. Talk to us, T Hill. Uh, another beautiful day, and man, the rematch in his Canelo manufactured.
Hey, I told you that would be the next move. It's gonna be the best move too, because it's gonna be the money, like Smoke just said, that he can get the most money he can get. I mean, you could go for the fourth try of undisputed. I mean, that is tempting and alluring, but it's risk, low reward. You know what I'm saying? Higher risk, low reward. Whereas you go in there with Canelo, no matter you win or lose, you get bread. And so,
And T Hill, that's only one fight. Undisputed at 160, at least two.
yeah, for sure. Well, and with your boy pulling out, it's gonna be three now. You know what I'm saying? Because he popping out there. So it
Yup.
would have been nice to get it in two fell swoops, and then hopefully, try to get the bigger belt up there at 75. But that was a pipe dream. He ain't got much time. And Canelo is the best fight for him. It's a rematch. It's one that people will pay to see because first and foremost, there's the dynamic of the two different cultures. There's always wanting to see the black man get beat on, and it's a redemption for your boy Canelo, King Canelo. So you know what I'm saying? He want his crown back. So they're gonna run that is back. And they're gonna do a little bit of numbers with it too on top of that. So that was always the move. I've said that the day after the fight. That would probably be the move he made. And you could tell it by the moves he made prior to that. I mean, he only really had one fight before that Canelo fight, and then the fight before that was the fight that really got him the most bread that he had in his whole career. So he was like, yeah, this is bro. So now we just making money fights because, hey, I deserve the bread. I done put in the work. And that's what he's felt. And if you listen to his interviews when he talk about himself, you know what I'm saying? He talking about himself like he a businessman. Like I handle my own business and I do my own negotiations. So he was thinking about the bread no matter what.
That's why he took 100 mil to fight Canelo. Take it or leave it.
Yep. And then the last thing we have on him speaking is that the belts are nothing more than trophies. And they don't get no awards for that.
Hey, B3, you gotta
Trophies.
get the
But it does help out your bottom line though if you're a champion. See, we can't have it both ways. And that's why he's being disingenuous. Without him being the champion, he would have never got to that type of bag. So we can't play these type of games, man. That's all I'm saying.
But he paid his way to the bag. That's the problem I have. He paid his way to the bag. Everybody else could do the same thing. He paid his way to jump the line.
But Coach,
I don't think Bud is going to actively. I just don't think Bud is wrong because he paid his way to get what he got. He paid his way.
You know where he wouldn't have been wrong is if he would have paid the fee that I guess was supposed to be the fee. Because then you could have said, I would have paid you. Right. I paid you what it was. But if you don't pay it all, oh no, he wrong. Now he got a point, but he's still wrong. You got to pay the fee because that's always been the practice. The precedent.
We miss because we don't.
At what point does it become like illegal though, Coach? I mean, they can literally ask for your daughter's hand.
Hold on,
They can ask for your right
foot. Hold on for a second. Blaze.
I mean, at what point do you say no? Enough is enough, man. Take this.
Hold on,
and,
B3.
we're gonna keep it moving.
You gotta turn your mic up. Nobody can hear you.
All right,
your mic
you gotta turn your mic up, Blaze. Nobody can hear you.
Yeah, you might.
Yeah, bro. Chill out. Go ahead, Blaze. Do your thing.
All right, can y'all hear me now?
Y'all can hear me though.
Yeah, you good.
Turn it up some more.
Yeah,
turn it up some more.
I mean, that's what I want to know. I mean, like, why is it that it's almost like, how do I put this? They're not the government, but they're essentially trying to act as if, right? Like the government can change the tax rate, or they can, implement taxes, and we gotta pay them or we get locked up, right? Wesley Snipes.
That's why they're called a governing body.
Yeah, but my thing is, again, man.
I mean, they got so many different names. All we do know for sure is that they change the rules as they go. That's what we do.
Yeah, we do know that is a fact. But that's what I'm saying. When you run an organization, you get to do that, brother.
But let me ask you this real quick, Coach.
Yeah, I was going.
So didn't they? Now you could cook smoke. I'm gonna say this is kind of rhetorical, but didn't they say you can when it gets to a certain point, we can negotiate the fee?
Well, for what I understand, what Suleiman said that they did give him a deducted fee of 0.6. And it did. I'm gonna give you another analogy. I'm gonna be real quick because the standard fee was
0.6 of 50 million.
Now, hear me out. The fee, I think they said the minimum.
They don't even know.
They said not to exceed 300,000. It's not supposed to exceed 300,000. That's what they said. That's the limit. That's the cap. It has a cap of 300,000. Now the standard rate is 3%. This is no different than you training a boxer your entire life. Never taking his first 15 fight, you don't take anything from him. And then the standard fee for a trainer used to be 10%. Now it's done changed or whatever. But let's say you don't set a precedent of paying your trainers 10%. $50,000, you give them 10%. $100,000, you give them 10%. Then you get to your biggest bag, and now you want to negotiate. But man, you've been giving me 10% the whole time. Why you want to negotiate now? I've been with you for 20 years. What about all the times I didn't get paid? I trained you for free for 15 years. Now you get to your biggest bag.
You sound
So
like
hold
That-
Gary
on.
that-
Can,
Payne.
so can
it
let me
happens
get
all
it.
the time. It happened to Andre Rozier. It happened to Abel Sanchez. When these fighters got their biggest bag, they fired their trainers because they
Let
didn't want to pay them.
let me get into this. So what's the argument now? What is the argument?
It ain't even no argument, one.
Nah,
Like, 'cause I was gonna let
not an
Blaze
argument,
go.
but what's the conversation about? Because
That ain't
didn't
it.
we
Ain't
just
even
go
that
over it?
neither, bro. Like, you pay the sanctioning fee or you don't. They take the belt or you keep it. And be
But
truthfully
okay,
honest with you.
so what we're talking about is the Bud thing again, right? That's what we're
But
talking
yeah,
about
I
in
mean,
this.
like we talking about Bud, but like I don't know, like because Carrier was like, is it gonna be for undisputed? Don't really need to be. It's enough belts on the line. The names are big enough. But like I've been saying, and we like listen, the man ain't have no damn relationship with the WBC. No way like that. He's won the belt twice. Hold on, no I'm lying. Once he's won it 3 times. He's paid for it once to defend it. Once, if I'm not mistaken. Even if that. So he's paid you in his whole career. He's paid you 1 or 2 times for a belt. So whether like okay, Suleiman, but it had to be a conversation that really pissed him off because Suleiman won't let it go. So do I care? Not really. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, but
It's like
Smoke.
let this dog die. You know what I'm saying?
But
Let this dog
Smoke, that's the thing, Smoke. We don't know what Bud done paid the WBC throughout his career because like I said, I did my
nothing.
research. No, no,
Nothing.
no. Hold up, Smoke. Hold up, Smoke. Listen to me. There's ranking fees. You pay to get ranked.
Mm-hmm.
Then there's pre-fight fees.
Mm-hmm.
So you gotta pay him before, like for them to set up that fight. He paid him something to fight Canelo. You see what I'm
Oh
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I
saying?
mean,
Then
okay, I
there's
give you
then
that.
there's
I give you
then
that.
there's
Yeah.
maintenance fees. No, bro, because no, this is what Cass is missing because everybody's over here watching these transactions and watching this dispute and don't got all the facts, and so they don't know what they're arguing. Because this dude Suleiman can come out and say, "Hey, Bud didn't pay us, right?"
So
And then we look at Bud's side, right? Hold up. Bud say, "Hey, man, I paid all the other three sanctioning bodies. The WBC didn't take what I wanted to give them, right?" But
Mhm.
we're missing a whole bunch of different pieces to this to figure it out. And then we talk about, then it goes into, oh, Bud's like free riding or Bud came with the belts and then now Bud's knocking all the belts. When it's like, no, Bud's not knocking all the belts. Bud is knocking the WBC. Bud paid everybody else. So it's not a contradiction. He's having a dispute with Suleiman and the WBC, and it's very interesting because other fighters have not paid the sanctioning fees and they just stripped. There ain't public statements coming out trying to knock people's integrity for it.
Yeah, it was
That's
nothing.
where this joint,
It was
that's
nothing
where it
from
gets
Charlo.
polarizing.
It
Because
was
then it
nothing
becomes,
about
like I said,
Charlo. Nothing from Charlo. You
like it's
absolutely
crazy
right.
though, because it's hard for me to even talk about this because I'm a Bud fan. But like I said, I'm not taking Bud's side on this issue. The whole point is, bro, we don't know. Suleiman, if you take Suleiman's word, he's saying, look, we don't know how much Bud made. We think he made about 50 million. All right, cool. And like you said, he didn't say the $300,000 cap, but let's add the 300,000 cap in because if it was 3% on his guesstimation of 50 million, that's 1.5. So they're like, you know what? We only gonna charge you zero point 0.6 to get our max at 300,000. If you want to just take the argument and make it as best as you can for Suleiman, but once again, we don't know what was agreed. We don't know what was paid beforehand. We don't know what number that Bud tried to give them and that they denied. So it's like we sit over here and argue and be like, "Oh, Bud's the bad guy for not paying these sanctioning bodies," and we're like, "Oh, he got the belts and all of that." Well, obviously, when he was at 140, it was cool. Whatever he paid him at 147 to get that fight happening, it was cool because ain't nobody say nothing. You feel me? It was
Well,
cool with the
Blaze, that's what I'm
WBC
saying. That's
to
what I'm saying.
get the
Like
fight. To
to
get the
get the
fight,
fight, I'm saying to
he
get the
he
fight, he
paid
probably paid,
he
but he has
paid
not
something to get
paid.
the fight.
He has
There's
not
pre-fight
paid.
fees.
But he has not paid to represent them as winning, as defending that belt.
but
I'm
I
definitely
don't think
with you,
he's
Smoke.
ever done that. I don't think
I
he's
mean,
ever
my
but
bad,
but
Blaze. Can
the
paid.
y'all hear me? How
but
my audio coming through?
You
you
coming
good,
through?
Joe.
Yeah. I
Yeah,
don't think he's
But
ever paid though, Blake. Like
You
not
sound choppy to
rankings or
me.
other things like that, right? To
Now
get
I'm
the
with you,
fight.
Blaze. You right.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay, but
You
I have
look,
right.
never seen
let
him
me land it
defend
right
that
here. Let
belt.
me ask you one question, Smoke, with this. All
Hmm.
right. So he won at 140. He didn't
Hmm.
defend, right? He moved
No.
up to 147, right? Hold up.
Yes.
He won at
Yes.
147. He was supposed to fight the rematch with Spence. Spence
Hmm.
eventually pulled out. He didn't defend. He
Hmm.
moved up, right? To 154. Didn't fight for that belt. I guess they was trying to throw the interim WBC on him, keep him in the mix. But let's go to 168. He goes to 168, right? Then when he beats Canelo, Canelo don't even, and this segues into what we talking about right here, so we can get back on track. Canelo at the end of the fight don't even ask for the rematch, talk like he don't want the rematch. We're all over here speculating that Bud's likely going to 160. So he ain't defending it. So should you pay for a belt that you ain't gonna defend? That's the question, because then it'd be like
Yeah,
this.
I agree with that.
What if Canelo asked for the rematch and they was like, bet? Then I bet they figure out the way to pay it. Why? Because there's a whole bunch of future money coming in on this next fight, whether or not they fight or not. That's why I said in the chat, hey, y'all, don't be surprised if they finalize the fight between Bud and Canelo. Don't be surprised if the WBC and Bud figure something out, because it would make no sense, because they'll look at the WBC and be like, look, y'all gonna get some bread. Y'all had a disagreement with Bud before about this money, but we're about to make a big bag with this rematch, and the bag is the biggest if we make it undisputed.
But
So
Blaze, you
they're
making
gonna go
my
to
point.
Bud and WBC and
You
be like,
making
hey,
my
y'all
point,
might as
though,
well
Blaze.
get on board.
No, I'm saying you making my point. You making my point. All I'm saying is that he don't. If this was the WBO and he didn't pay or was a dispute, then I would be like, something's wrong, because he's a WBO guy. Me and Coach Eddie talked about this, but he's never been a WBC guy, and
It's
he's
only
like,
been, but it's only.
just like you said, he won the belt. He ain't defended. He will move around without defending it. So if he didn't pay, he don't pay. Because I look at it as, if the rematch happens, the only people who are gonna be mad is the WBC, and they're gonna be mad at Suleiman because you went personal, and now we're not getting none of this money.
But look though, Smoke, we don't got the receipts for none of his history with the WBC to say he paid or not paid. That's the
I don't
problem with
even
this
care though,
argument.
Blade. I'm like, it don't even, like, to me, it's like you didn't take the bread, y'all didn't come to it. Cool. It's like shit happens in business where it just don't happen. But the fact that there's a back and forth and it's been like a week and a half, there was something in that conversation that was said to each other that was somebody felt very disrespecting. I think it's Suleiman.
Yeah,
But
Suleiman definitely felt
What it
disrespected. You could
sound
tell by
like,
the
it
way
But
sound
Jack.
you
like
know,
egos, bro. It just
but
sound
you,
like some egos, bro. It
but
sound
no,
you
like some
know,
stuff
but you know what it
that they
is
could have
though.
handled behind closed doors better.
But you know what it is though. But you know what it is that the whole argument that what we had about it was not even the whole argument. The whole discussion we had about it is that when he made up this number, right? Because you can see in his face when they gave him the interview, and he's just making shit up on his head. Because again,
Exactly.
right? Let's say that if we sit here and be like, all right, cool. Well, the IBF, the WBO, and the WBA, they all get 150,000. I'm just spitballing. Just shut up with me real quick, right? Let's say all of them get a piece of 150,000, right? And then the WBC get the 150,000 also. Where in the hell do you think that, because we agreed to this prior to the fight? This is when the sanctioning fees are supposed to be paid. Are prior to the fight. If you go look it up, this is what the shit says. It's prior to the fight. Before you go on to fighting whoever for the belt, you prior to the fight have to pay the sanctioning fee. Both sides, challenger and champion. So whatever case may be, if you get 150,000 from Canelo and you get 150,000 from fucking Terence Crawford, that is 300,000. Why are you still trying to leech off 300,000? Where in the world do you even do that? You've never done this. Even when Floyd and Manny did it and they fought for the WBC and I think it was the WBO, they didn't even do that. So where in the world do you guys think that you're gonna get paid? That's why he dropped the belt. Yes, it's a disagreement between two men, because the case may be that he wanted to put money towards a charity that nobody's ever heard of.
But Juan, the difference between the Mayweather Pacquiao fight is because Mayweather said at the post conference, "Hey man, I'm vacating the belts. I'm not paying the fees." He said that.
But
So that's what I'm trying to tell you. So it's
but
like
the
with
Yeah,
this,
but
we
but
gotta
no, but the
it
we
no,
gotta
doesn't
but the
make any
thing is,
sense
respectfully.
for a challenger to pay any fees. You don't even have a belt. Why would you pay? Why would you pay fees on for something that you don't even have? If I'm a
but
challenger,
yeah,
why would I pay fees? That doesn't
but no,
make any sense.
but the thing is, coach, you gotta remember, right? You gotta remember, right? So when you're paying throughout the rankings and whatever the great case may be, that you're paying through yourself throughout the rankings and paying through yourself for a fight between the before the fight, right? If the case may be that you're paying for this man or you're paying for your sanctioning fees, right? You already paid. That's the whole argument. He already paid, and then he gave you the 150,000. If
I
whatever
think
case
you're
may,
incorrect on that. That doesn't make any sense, man.
no,
Why
no,
would
There's
I
I'm
pay?
pre-fight
Well,
fees,
hold on.
Mago.
Why would I pay for a belt that I don't even have? That
But
doesn't
he
make
no,
any
had to
and,
sense,
I,
fight
and,
bro.
I,
for the
and I'm
belt.
not saying he's not talking about the belt. This is the thing that everybody is getting an argument with is that it's getting confusing is that Suleiman is trying to charge him 300,000 to keep the belt, right? But
Yeah.
he already, like you already said, I am already vacating the belt. I don't need the belt because all I wanted was the Ring magazine. He said it on his own. All I wanted was the Ring magazine. I'm not gonna keep a belt. There's a legit trophy because I don't need it. Because the only thing that really matters to me is a ring belt. Yeah, I beat the guy that was the guy at the division. That's all I care for is the
But
ring
no,
belt.
though, Juan, that ain't the argument because he paid the other 3 sanctioning bodies, so
No,
he do
but
care
that's
about the belts.
but that
They
and
had
then
a
this is
they had a discrepancy between how much he wanted to pay, bro, and that we don't know how much he was supposed to pay. And people keep saying, "Oh, he agreed to some shit," and it was like, "Hey, bro, we don't know that." Like real talk. Like I'm not like I said, I'm a Bud fan in the ring, but I'm
and
not
I'm not
holding his water, bro, because I don't know what they
but the
said and what their discussions
but
was.
the but
All
the
I
whole
know
but the
is that he didn't pay the fees, and it's happened before, but there ain't been this public outcry like this, like
yeah,
that.
Hey,
because it's never been a bag like this. So
hey,
let
T.
Yeah.
This is I know when we do content, you know, we try not to pocket watch, but we pocket watch a little bit.
little bit.
This is pocket
Exactly.
watching on a whole nother level. Like this is why I'm like, I don't think this shit should be this long. I don't.
No, but that's the thing. That's the point, though. This is the whole point. Is that who cares at this point? The guy, all right, he's been stripped. Cool. They're gonna have a fucking fight for the belt anyway in like 2 months' time. It don't matter at this point no more. So let her go.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Exactly.
absolutely. And I mean, I don't know what's going on. I don't particularly care what's going on because none of that benefit me in any way. All I want to do is see fights. That
Fact.
being the case, I think that he tried to back charge him because he didn't pay other fees. So I think that that's what he was really trying to slap him with. But either way, it makes no sense to me. I mean, they get bread off of these fights and they do nothing for these fighters that make them this bread, that bring prestige to their belts. So, I ain't mad at it either way because they snakes anyway. That being said,
No, no B3, no B3. Get this fool off the screen.
but before
Thank
he go, let me
you.
let me say
What's
Thank
this.
good,
you.
BBO? What's
Yeah.
good?
Let me say
I
this.
want to
Shout
say
out to the
something. Go ahead,
notorious
brother.
BVO. Let me say this.
He said it was all a dream.
It was too. My man had a dream. He used to read Word
My
Up magazine, Salt
God,
and
Nah,
that's
Pepper,
nah,
and
my
listen,
Heavy
bro.
D
listen.
up
That's
in
my
You
the
guy.
know
Yo,
what, man?
Pop, you gotta
limousine.
chill.
But
That's my
with
guy
that,
right there.
BBO, listen, I'll say this, yo. BVO been here a short time, and BVO been doing this thing. We argue all the time, and he about to get at me. But go ahead, big man. Let's go.
hey, but
Now,
before
hold
he
on
get
one
at
second for
him, before
BBO
he get at
start. I
him,
know
let me
he's
say
gonna have
this
the
one
mic for a
thing.
minute. Give me 10 seconds, brother. I'll be finished. If I had $1, it would be easy for me to give you a dime. If I had $100, it'd be easy for me to give you $10. If I had 1,000, it'd be easy for me to give you 100. If I had 1,000,000, it'd be hard for me to give you 100,000. And
Mm.
that's what happened with these fighters. They start getting their bread. They be like, wait a minute, dog. Nah. And that's why you see these fighters that when they get their highest bag, the first thing they do, they fall out with their trainer. They fall out with it because they don't want to give that man they 10%. Danny Jacobs did it. Errol Spence did it. Uh, I'm trying to rep. Most of them do it. When they get the highest bag, they fall out with their trainer because they don't want to pay their fee.
James
I'm gonna land my
Kirkland did
So,
it
plane
when
right
he
there.
fought
so
Canelo, coach. James Kirkland did it when he fought Canelo.
hey,
Yeah,
so
that's what I'm saying. They don't want to pay, man.
so
That's
so
true.
be that as that may. Let's look at the heavyweight division. What's the most lucrative fight that could be made right now for the heavyweight division?
You're gonna get some different answers on that one, man.
Tyson Fury versus Anthony Joshua. That's the most lucrative fight that could be made
Which one of them
in
got
the
the belt?
heavyweight.
Not one.
Neither one of them.
So that's why I'm saying these belts really do give you a position of leverage, but it's not the great leverage that many people think it to be. Ultimately, these Mickey Freakies trying to make money off of us. And when they find an opportunity, they want their bread. And when they get their bread, they should be using it in a more effective way. And when Errol Spence was talking about that, many people looked down upon him when he was speaking it, but he was speaking the truth. These people need to have verified receipts for them charging people the amount of money they do. Because this Mickey Freaky during the night of the Crawford fight made over $13 million, and all he was doing was sipping that bubbly.
Hey, but I think it go both ways though, because when you say AJ versus Fury is the biggest fight, right? And they don't got a belt, but it's a big fight because they used to have the belts. They was at the top spots in the and
Facts.
then and they was stamped and validated with those belts. I think it go both ways. It's kind of like sports, bro. It's like a rookie coming in with a rookie contract, right? When you first come in, the jersey's bigger than you. But if you become a superstar, you can become bigger than the league. You see what I'm saying? And so when your next contract renegotiation, you can ask for the world if you perform. So it goes both ways with these belts. Like
I
you
hear you.
Can I
somebody,
say
you
that? Can
beat
I say
somebody, you
this?
get the
Yeah,
belts. You see
one
them
hand
If
wash,
perform,
you
you
one
can
hand
if
become
you
washes
bigger
the
than the
other.
belts.
It's a cost of
I'll
doing
say
business.
this.
One hand washes the other.
Yeah.
Go ahead,
I'll say this,
BBO.
man.
Go ahead. Go ahead,
I'll
BBO.
just say this, man. Shout out to my brother Smoke, man. Give some of the best boxing takes out there, man. I mean, he is stone cold racist, but I'm talking about as far as peer boxing talk. I think Smoke's one of the best. I've always said that. But he's a stone cold racist. But I'll say this. The WBC gave Terence an opportunity, and he did like a lot of people do. As soon as he got the money, all of a sudden now
He gonna stay in the big house? Well, you got a problem with that?
y'all hear me?
Yeah.
And I say that because what always happens is this. Only in our community does the money always be the end all be all. And for Terrence to poo poo on the WBC, that's poo pooing on Muhammad Ali. That's poo pooing on Sugar Ray Leonard. You know, Roberto Duran, Tommy Hearns. People don't realize WBC just helped Tommy Hearns with the expensive surgery he had. So I mean, nothing's perfect. Nothing's perfect. Errol said it first. We should get a document of what's going on. I believe that. But for a guy to take the belt and every time he turn around, he want to show you that belt. What are we talking about? So the belt means nothing, but that's the first thing you want to show me is that belt. And that Terence Crawford thing, he showed all his belts. What's the most prominent belt he had? That WBC belt he won against the great Canelo Alvarez. So it's time out for the BS and the
You talking
lies,
about
man.
the Independence Day belt, the lavender one?
Yeah, the pretty belt, pretty
Yeah, the
belt.
sitter.
But you know, like I know, and let's just keep it real. Young fighters, whether it's my guy, you got my guy Amir Mang, Sharif O'Neill, you got my guy Noah Smash Ash. These young fighters, they want to win belts. If you're saying they don't, that's a lie, because that gives you recognition, man. And all Terrence did was take his ass out and give him their ass a kiss because he feel like he's bigger than the belts now. Now you got Shakur talking about, I don't care about belts, because the only person who cared about a Ring magazine belt before the Ring got what it was T.O. What did T.O. say? This is history. I want the Ring magazine at 140.
I don't
You
know,
really
man.
didn't
Bud
have
got four
nobody
of
other
them.
than T.O. talking about the Ring magazine belt in that way. And that's my favorite belt, because that means you are the champion if you got the Ring magazine belt. So that's my
Bud got
thoughts on
four
it.
of
There's
them, so
nothing
I think he
more
might have
than
cared.
they're trying to tear down the WBC and all the other sanctioning bodies, man. That's all they're trying to do.
You
But
black Mexican.
hey, but Bud got four of those Ring magazine belts. I think he cared. I think he
No,
cared
Bud
about
has
the
three of them.
belts.
Bud has three of them.
So what? 135, 140, 147, and 168.
He didn't have it at 135. He had it was
You
at
sure about that?
47.
You sure about
Oh, I
that?
take that back. It was at 35 because they didn't have it at 147. You're right. You're right. You're all right about that. I forgot he did have it at 35 when he beat Gamboa. You're right.
Well, like just to further state my point, who has the belts? Who currently holds the belts right now in the heavyweight division?
In the heavyweight division?
Usyk and Fabio Wardley. Usyk and Wardley.
They hold the belts now. If they were to make the fight, would that be a big winning fight? And Usyk has been like one of the greatest champions in recent history. The work he has put in is validated. Would that still be bigger than Fury AJ?
Let me ask you this.
But
Because
they got history.
it's
Fury and AJ, they got a long history. Like
you know what's
any
so
big
funny
fight
about this
always
fight?
needs a history.
You know what's so funny about this fight with Shakur and Tio? It's the wrong niggas in the fight. It should be Tank.
versus Shakur. It should be
Yes,
Tank
it
versus
should.
Tio. This the thing that we missing with boxing. Guys are, and I'm not gonna disrespect, guys get so caught up in pickle pulling that they forget the whole reason you a star is for you to fight for the belts, for you to get in there and be the cash cow. That's why we don't have not one network but the Zone for boxing. Because people have gotten so in love with fighters. The NFL don't do that. NBA don't do that. They let you know all the time in the field. Patrick Holmes is the biggest nigga in the world here. We get rid of him. We'll get rid of Josh Allen. We the only sport that doesn't force our stars to be what they're supposed to be stars. You can't have no stars say F the fans. You can't have that. You got fans saying, you know what, man, I love you like you birthed me. Boxing ain't the same without you. He said F you and your mama.
Yeah,
Man,
Shakur
you my
said
favorite
that.
fighter.
Shakur said that.
You
Shakur
my
said
favorite
that.
fighter. You my favorite fighter. Boxing ain't the same way. He said you soft. What I'm saying is this: Tank is the worst superstar in boxing history, and it's not just him. These guys that don't want to give people like me, Smoke. You know, I look at Free as part of what I do, or any of your favorite content creators. You know, B3. They don't want the ones that want to give us interviews. That's clown stuff. Because we the only ones that talk about them every single day. They don't talk about no boxing, no time. Unless Floyd, somebody he gonna come back. And you know Floyd do everything. It's possible. It's possible. That's all Floyd do. It's possible. It's the same stuff Sugar Ray Leonard did. They can't leave the game alone because we will never regenerate new stars. We should have been had another Mike Tyson by now. We should have been had that, but we're not even speaking critically of what we seeing. Prime example, when I spoke against how I thought Abdullah Mason has to step his game up in Cleveland, nigga said I was hating. Nobody knows nigga here. Everybody knows Tiger Johnson, who's not even on his level. Everybody knows Tiger. $1 million worth of game came to East Cleveland. Tiger Johnson took them all around, had them in the hood, places I don't even go. But we're not being honest, man. These guys are not stars. These guys are being selfish. And if they listen to Tank and people like that, and it's not just Tank, I'm just using him because he's the biggest nigga in the world. People like that are killing the sport. It's that simple. If you support them, you're a direct reason why our sport is dying.
So let me ask you this,
That's what killed
BBL, real
HBO.
quick. Let me ask you this. Let me just ask you this, because Free ain't said nothing. I want to ask you this. Do you feel the same way about Shakur? Because he said fuck the fans too, and we on FCC radio, so we just But I just want to know, you feel the same way about Shakur?
You know, I'm gonna keep it a bug about Shakur. You and I both know Shakur will never be a star in boxing. You know why? Because he plays too many black games. 1 minute he's Spanish, 1 minute he's black. But he has no real connection to black folks other than Jay Prince. We don't see him speaking out about nothing. We don't hear him talking about nothing. All we do is hear him say Mickey Mouse stuff. And then whenever it's convenient for him, he's Spanish. So he'll never be a star. Just like Tio will never be a big star because Tio did all that racist stuff. He apologized for it. But sponsors are not going to forgive you, man. This is a different climate. This climate, you could never have a Malcolm X from Detroit Red in this kind of climate. There is no forgiving in this kind of climate.
Don't lie, don't lie, don't lie. If he didn't have that big, hold on, now, because he done already
They
started. If he
forgave
didn't
Ryan
have that
Garcia.
big bell pepper ass nose, they would have supported T.O. That he'd be back in good graces. But he looked like, he's not picture perfect. He's not a Hollywood type of guy. So, they're gonna make him work. I mean, at the end of the day, they don't care. He ain't gonna sell no Wheaties. He's not gonna sell no whatever, Hanes t-shirts. So Ryan Garcia can get a pass. Tio's not.
Hey, real quick,
this is what I want to say. Hold on, B3, hold on. I wanted to say, because you said something. Who is Detroit Red and Chicago Black, BVO? I did my research in the Midwest. Who's Detroit Red and Chicago Black? Who are those guys?
Are you talking about what's his real name? Are you talking about Red Fox and
If Detroit Red, Chicago Black was Malcolm X, wasn't it?
No, Malcolm X was Detroit Red because of his hair. Remember, he got Indian
red hair.
hair.
Chicago Black was who?
I thought that was
together. It was Red Fox.
I thought that was Red Fox.
It was Red Fox. They ran together. So you just wrote some history up right there. Some black history, because we know you're the black Mexican, but that's some black history right there from the Midwest. I just wanted to say
Let me
that.
tell,
Like,
let
hey,
me just
Come
say
on.
this to what you're
hey,
saying.
Do
Free, what's
something
up,
to
Free?
make me feel good.
Let
Hey,
me just
but
say
look,
this real quick. So you get it.
I
Let,
wanted to say something about the Shakur and Tank fuck the fan statement. I think it's different. When Shakur says it, he's talking about his critics. Shakur ain't telling people who tell him they love him, fuck you, bro. That's why it's so crazy when Tank says it. And that's from my gather. But at the end of the day, Shakur says a whole bunch of nonsense that comes out his mouth that I
I
can't
will I
support.
will say this. When he says that, he's speaking expressly to certain folks, and that one person in particular, yeah, once he let it all out, yeah, he was on some wild stuff. He be doing a lot of wild stuff, and he be backbiting on him, and that's one thing that he really not big on. You backbiting me, because I don't think he go
What?
and backbite nobody.
But let's be clear though, and we got to be honest about this. A lot of us are sensitive, man. And it's ingrained in us because of the culture and how we gotta work. Well, we gotta work twice as hard for half as much. So we gonna feel slighted if you're not
That's a fact.
appreciating our work. So that's all it come down to. Tank is just lashing out because at the end of the day, I mean, he's putting a lot of blood, sweat, and tears in the sport, and he didn't clipped all these guys, but they still, people are still kind of complaining about his opponent selection. Now
But
with
he's
Shakur,
but
let
he's
me say this
literally
real quick
lashing
though.
out
Let me say
about
this
people rooting for
when
him,
He just
though.
need to
Shakur.
clip their ass. That's all.
Now with Shakur is talking about after fans in result of a performance because he's saying he told Devin, listen, brother, don't be getting clipped with all these shots. Box after fans that night. That's what he's referring to. He's saying that don't compromise your position for the fans.
Now I agree
Free,
with him on that. That's win by any means, bro. So however you gotta win, you win. Fudge what
B3.
anybody else say.
Where you
Yeah,
from, B3? Where you from, B3?
man, all
you know the
over.
sad thing.
But let's just
You
say
know
the
the sad thing
DMV.
about this.
You from the DMV. You from the DMV.
Mm-hmm.
That's south enough.
Mm-hmm.
Let me just say this, man.
Hold on, BBO. I'm just saying
Go
this.
ahead, my bad.
It's south enough for you to know that we, anywhere close to the Mason-Dixon line, built different, and we already know.
You know I grew up in Greensboro, Smoke. So
So
you
then
already
you
know.
all,
Same
you know
here,
what?
same here.
I'm about to hit the mute button. BBO, go ahead. And I want to hear free. Because nigga, you just said
And we gotta
something.
get free too.
This nigga just said some country. You know what? Let me hit this mute button, man.
We
I
cooking
just say
Smoke. My
this, man.
audio going in
Yeah,
and out. Go ahead,
Nah,
BBL.
smoke his family
What's to
from
the
the deep
family?
south, bro. He got some deep
He said
south
bitch
cooking.
from Utah.
I'm just saying, bro, like we already know, like when you
Yeah, he
like you
kept
got a
that
mama
act. He
from you
kept
got a
that
mama from
DC
where we
accent.
from,
That's
bro.
kind of funny.
They already telling you shit you ain't even supposed to be hearing as a 5-year-old. So it is what it is. Go ahead,
I,
BBO.
I'll speak to this, man. The reason you see such a Spanish influence for me is because when I grew up in the late '90s, early '80s, I mean
Cause
late
you live
'80s,
in La
early
Vida
'90s.
Loca.
No, they had an influx of Puerto Rican people come, and you grow up with those folks. Think about Jake Paul. What does Jake Paul talk about? Spanish stuff, because it's so ingrained in the city. They almost became like brothers. When you come off you come off the elevator, you can smell them niggas. When you go down to the school, they playing that music. That's like, they grew up playing like the reggaeton and all that stuff. And if you just growing up around it, you're gonna like it. So you're gonna have an affinity for it as well. So I said all that to say this. The only problem we have with these fighters, they're not relatable, and these are not cool guys. These are gym dudes who really did nothing but grow up in the gym. That's why when Shakur talks, it sounds comical, because he's not tough like that. He's not tough like that. Because anybody who's tough understand the immediate danger that could come from being tough ain't even worth it. Ain't even worth it. These guys don't fight the guys that we need them to fight. And that's why we seen when Floyd left HBO went under. We seen when Showtime went under. I gotta blame the people that's crying now, like Bernard Hopkins, Oscar De La Hoya. You guys slowly bled boxing dry, and now that it's dry, y'all let the turkey in for a few dollars. And I didn't even know the Ring magazine could be what it is. It like the Ring magazine I read about in the books, in the old books now. They putting on fights. Oscar and them could have been did this, but they didn't want to do it. Now we stuck with this thing, with this turkey out of shape, and we don't know what's gonna happen to boxing. To be totally honest now, and that's nobody's fault. That's nobody's fault but these American promoters, man. When it's
I'm gonna
just
say
time to
something
put
real
it
quick,
out.
BVO.
Go ahead.
Shakur, I have to agree with you about Shakur because he just comes off as somebody he's there for a check, man. He's in the business of boxing, and when I say that, I'm gonna say this: any man that was talking to you like that, I mean, we would have called him a fag, and we probably would have slapped him on sight. T.O. is hella disrespectful, referring to his balls and nuts and all this other stuff in a press conference, in a public setting, a corporate setting. So you're right. Shakur is definitely, I feel like, being around USA boxing, being a champion for all these years, being on the top rank, he's kind of he's losing. He's separating himself from the street life, from the street culture
Yeah,
to
he's
that
sheltered.
degree. Yeah, exactly. So he's just
Man,
like he's all focused on the
he ain't been
business.
to Newark in years, man.
And look though,
He ain't been there
B3
in
though.
years.
But
He was
peep
just there
though.
with Najee. They had an interview.
No, I'm
Hey,
talking
but
about
B3.
living there. I'm talking about living there. Is
Right.
what I'm saying.
Hey, but B3, did you
100%.
peep how he let T.O. talk to him crazy like that, right?
That was crazy.
But if you go and if you put in, I guess on YouTube, if you put in Mercado Shakur, you'll get the clip of him talking crazy to Mercado like Shakur, like T.O. was talking crazy to
Hmm.
him.
That
So
nigga
it'd be
want that
like, hey,
fight,
these
bro.
guys, these young cats, like I asked these guys on the other panel. I'm like, the way T.O. was talking, you gotta ask, is T.O. gay? This is the same question
Hmm.
I gotta ask
Yes.
Shakur. Shakur gay? Because the way he was saying as suck my D, suck my D to Mercado is the same thing.
Hmm.
You see what I'm
Hmm.
saying? So it's like these guys is different. And when you talk about Shakur, he been since he was a teenager, USA boxing, he's been sheltered. So, but he got it both ways. Not only has no street experience, the nigga don't read books. He's not educated. You feel me? He's not aware of anything outside of boxing. So he's not socially aware about how he move. He's a boxing egomaniac and says a whole bunch of stuff in relation to social media.
And
Yo,
he
And
gonna
we
take
Blake.
his
forgetting.
cues from
Look,
he's gonna take his cues, P's and Q's from Jay Prince and Josh Dubin, and they gonna show him how to get to that money. It's as simple as that. They've been doing it for years.
fact. No,
Uh,
that's a
Yeah,
fact.
but
That's why he taking that right now. But you think that the way that they talk is that not a coast thing, a coastal thing? Because that's like a lot of man ninjas on this YouTube sector. That's from the East Coast. Done said it many a
now,
time.
hold on, T. Here, let me say this. People can get emotional and say things to kind of get under your skin, right? But at the end of the day, what T.O. is doing, T.O. is like, I don't know. He's kind of weird in that sense, and I don't want to bring up his whole past, but most brothers ain't losing their wife in the first year of marriage, respectfully. But Blue came up. Blue, I know you trying to cook. We talking about your favorite, your second favorite fighter, Shakur. Man, cook, Blue.
Mm. Well, I'm gonna say
Hustle,
this.
man.
What's good with you, my guy BBO? Let me say this, man. A lot of people forgetting, what I'm saying, that basically that Shakur said that he beating Tio, man, for what he been saying. Coming with the racial, talks and everything like that. He said he might be cool with him, but he still want to put them paws on him because what he's doing. So, anyways, and then you got and then you got to understand that with Tio, you got to play a certain kind of way in order to get him to fight you because he wants that name. You see what I'm saying? So you can't go in there like, oh, I'm just gonna beat this dude up. He gotta praise him to give him the false thing, like, yeah, he's the best and he's on my, he's one of the people at my time, just to be able to get the fight. But now he get to be able to fight the man. That's why he's telling him, thank you for fighting me. Thank you for accepting the
Josh
fight.
Taylor didn't say
Because
that stuff.
man, we ain't talking. We talking about somebody that he felt he can beat. Well, Tio knows how it is, man. When he gets in the ring with somebody that he's jealous of, like how many times he done said he's jealous of black folks because they get what they get in top rank. You see what I'm saying? So therefore, he had to do what he had to do. And I understand that y'all saying that he's a gym rat, all this other stuff. That's fine and dandy. But would you want him in the streets like he was when he was in when one of the amigos, one of what's his name, got killed? Would you want him out there
Yeah, when
doing
Jay
this
Prince
stuff?
and them had
Yeah,
take
no, he
off.
was right
Yeah.
there. He was
So
right there
what
when it
I'm
He was
saying,
happened
right
but
though.
there.
listen to what I'm saying though. You want him to do those kind of things still. He had to learn from that. He was out there in the streets hanging with the people. And then he got put in a position of seeing somebody die that he was cool with for being in the streets. He said he ain't even doing that no more now. because he knows he has to take his craft seriously. So people are sitting there, like poking at him when they should be actually saying, "Hey, man, you know what? That man changed his life around, and he's actually showing things differently. He
Hey, Bud,
deserves
we're
that, man."
poking at him because of what comes out of his mouth, bro. Like
I
Yeah,
speak for
Blue.
understand.
yourself.
Listen. I
Like
understand
we like
the stuff that
Abdullah
comes out of his
Mason
mouth,
don't
but
do it. Abdullah Mason don't do it.
it's a
At
different
all.
structure,
It
bro.
makes you wonder, right?
Listen. It's a different. Everybody goes down a certain path. Nobody goes down the same path. So it's a matter of some people mature quicker than other people. That's all I'm saying. And it's hard when you got a personality that's a strong personality. Sometimes it takes a little while for you to be able to grasp what's really going on around you, because you might butt heads with somebody, even though they might be your best friend trying to give you the best information. Sometimes people soak in the game a little bit longer. Some people soak in the game quick. So that's all
Hey,
I'm trying to
Blue.
say.
Can I say this, Blue? Can I
Yes,
say
sir.
this? Like, you my brother and I love you, man. But people with this kind of attitude are the same dudes that watch Malcolm X get murdered, because nobody wants to tell you what's
Facts.
really going on. That's crazy to me, man. Like, you know better than to say this stuff, man. This dude is however old he is, right?
What is he saying that's really getting on your nerves? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like with the situation with Tio saying the gay stuff. He was in the presser and he would say, "Bro, what the hell are you saying, bro? Like you can't even take you seriously, bro. Like what is he like? Come on, what can I say to that? Like the dude is sitting up there talking gay stuff. Like I'm not trying to talk gay stuff with this dude. I'm trying to talk boxing. This dude want to take it to some comical, what I'm saying, weirdo stuff. He can't just get up there and be like, dude, you're stupid as hell. What are you talking about? You're gay, all this other stuff. That wouldn't even, bro. He can't just express himself like that, man.
Well, he
As
can't.
much as
But
y'all say,
let me just say, why I said
well,
that.
hold
Let
on,
me
hold
say,
on. What
He can
fighter has
check it,
has
but
expressed him?
but like you
He,
said, he
he did
soft
check,
talking him for the fight.
but exactly. So he's still checking him though. He's still saying, bro, what are you talking about? What are you coming with the shenanigans for? He can't get upset like that and then show weakness, because otherwise people gonna blaze him for that. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, man.
Josh Taylor told Tio he would slap him and his father said another word. That's what Josh Taylor said. And
Okay,
Tio
well,
and his dad both said nothing. Both of them said
well,
nothing.
I don't
well, you,
understand like this. What we talking
I'm a
about?
huge
While we
Tio
watch
fan.
this
I'll tell
shit.
you this: Tio is a stone cold clown. He's not
facts.
going to do anything. He's a stone cold clown. And I've actually had a chance to talk to him a few times. He's a good dude, but he's just not like that. He's not. And I'm gonna be honest with you. I play football, right? You know how, like, even if you hear BBO talk about different things, I'll tell you about stuff that happened to me as a youth. Because
Hmm.
once I turned 15, I'll take it back, 14, and I got into the football, I never was in the streets.
Yeah. Did he fall off? Or is that me?
Nah, he's still there. He just went out, man. BB
Okay.
on his lunch break. It sounded like he got a Philly sub. Let me say this, right? Uh,
Stupid for that.
let's salute to the family in the building. We definitely working. Yeah, and I agree with you, Carrie. We joke, but that's kids though. When you say these nuts, and that's like little high school kids games. These brothers is grown men promoting a fight. We want to see you kind of be a little bit demonstrative. Kind of aggressive with each other. We don't want to see friends and all that buddy
Facts.
buddy
These
stuff,
niggas get
right? That's kind
conviction
of what
from
it.
that stuff. They be saying that it's with conviction. They ain't joking, pranking, or nothing. They inviting niggas with conviction to do something that nigga get talk clown for. Shouldn't even be thinking about, dog. And that shit happens a
No,
lot, bro. Especially from them East Coast niggas. They love saying it. I had about 5 of them on YouTube tell me that bullish.
Yeah, that's a fact. That's a fact. And I'm gonna tell you
what are
this:
you talking
it's
about when
just
they
like in
say something
LA.
like a
It's
vulgar
just like
part? Where you talk? Are you talking about? Hold on, my bad, BB. I was just saying.
no, go ahead.
Tom, so you talking about where he's being vulgar, like suck my that kind of talk?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay,
That
yeah,
ain't no
yeah, yeah,
prank.
But
When a
hold
nigga
on,
yeah.
tell you
So
that,
you
that ain't
can't
I
no
you
don't,
prank.
yeah,
And
can't
that
say
should
I
that,
don't
never
say
be
T.
that.
said out of
You
another
can't
nigga
Oh
say
mouth.
yeah,
that.
I would never say
You
that to a
can't say
grown
that.
man because I don't play like I don't play like that. Yeah, that stuff right
In
there saying
LA,
suck.
in
Yeah,
LA,
Yo,
I don't
if
yo,
I
say
tell
that.
a nigga,
BBO, you walk
no,
around
T.
pranking niggas by telling them
If
that's
I tell a nigga in LA that he weird, I could possibly lose my life. So don't get me that
Yeah,
as if y'all don't have the same thing. If I tell a nigga in LA he's weird, you can lose
yeah.
your life over that. So
That's
let's
real
not
rap
play
because
these
No, hold
they
on.
games.
This is
right,
the
It's the
thing.
dog.
Let
same
me
We
say
thing.
this real
ain't.
quick.
It's
Yeah.
the
You
same
right. Hold on.
thing. It's
Hold on.
being
Let me say this real
demonstrative to
quick.
let you know what time it is.
The
Go ahead.
person is
I'm bad.
letting
Go
Mm.
you
ahead.
know he wants to put you in a position to make a
He won't
decision.
smoke.
He wants to see if you gonna stand on it. If you want to be up in arms. But see, it comes from a lot of the young guys. The young guys gonna let you know straight off the bat. But see they a lot of them respectfully. And I hope this is not what got me. I don't know what's going on, but a lot of these young guys, honestly, they be like suicide bombers. Respectfully, like they willing to die really on any hill. They
Yeah.
not gonna backtrack at all. They just gonna tell you if you feeling like you gonna have a conversation that's not pleasant with them, they gonna say SMD, and they willing to die for it. It's crazy.
Yeah.
I don't think it's right, but uh, we know they need prayer. I mean, that's all it come down to. But I'm with
And
you,
they
T
say,
Hill.
but I
And
would say,
listen, I did make a mistake one time. I was emotional. But see, even me, I would say eat. I said eat a dick. I ain't say do nothing to my dick.
No. See,
Respectfully, like I ain't about to.
I ain't even
I ain't
saying
going
that,
that way.
bro.
But
Yeah, I ain't even saying
even when I
that.
said that, that was out of pocket. You see what I'm saying? Because as a
Yeah.
man, whatever you say, you got to you responsible for it. So if you in if the presence of a man and you say these things, you really got to be willing to go there. And I think a lot of times, a lot of these young guys, they just doing what their friends do, and they really not willing to go there.
A bunch of followers, bro, sheep. And that's what's unfortunate.
and I think the whole thing that's so sad about it all, man, is this is just a microcosm of what goes on. We don't have two-parent households. A lot of these young guys are growing up with their mom, and their mom is fine and doing whatever they want to do. Only reason I was able to get over is because I had two great grandparents that raised me a certain way. What we seeing as guys, because let's be honest, most of us are in our early to mid 30s and older. What we seeing now, we don't even recognize. A guy like Shakur would have got smacked in his mouth a bunch of times. T.O. wouldn't have survived with Roy Jones and them. They would have hurt him already outside the ring. So that's just the kind of world we live in. Because if you listen to the
Yeah.
stuff that Tank Davis say, you know, what do you say? Focus on your daughter before she the next victim. I know some people who would, you call it crash out now. I know some people will come unalive him. Ain't nobody
Hey, that's a
playing.
fact. That's a
Ain't
fact
nobody
right there.
playing it.
That is
And
a
you know what?
fact.
And you know what's funny when you bring it up to people. People are such whores now that they won't even tell you when something's wrong. You can say whatever you want. You can't ever tell me nothing good about Tank when a man said, "Focus on your daughter before she the next victim." What? Damn, man. If that's the case, why don't I come take you out in front of your mom? How about I do that so your mom can see you go? And that's how we grew up with dudes like that. Nah, these dudes ain't like that. You could never tell me, focus on my daughter. I got two daughters. You could never say that. You could never say that and me not get to you. It's just how, you know what I mean? That's how dudes is built up. Or you
Yeah.
hear the conversation he had with Ray Davis. He talking about 1 minute talking all tough, then he talking all sweet tumble. Well, you going against a man's dreams. Shut up, punk. Either you gonna talk tough or you gonna talk with some sense. You can't do both. You can't do both. And that's why we get the stuff we get in boxing. That's why I'm
But
focusing on world
you can
boxing.
do both though. You
You
take
can
somebody
talk
like a
crazy
Lennox.
and be nice.
You I'm not, you can take somebody like a not crazy, but I'm saying talk tough like Lennox Lewis used to do it. They'd be like, what? Do say I'm wondering, talking that English accent, but when you got in the ring, you turn your lights out, man. Same
Oh
thing
yeah,
with
he
AJ. They
talk rough
clown
though.
him,
I see what
but
you're saying.
that dude is serious. AJ's a serious dude. He don't talk a lot of trash, but that dude done broke a lot of faces, bro. A lot, literally. Like, no, he's not
Yeah,
kidding.
he'll hurt
He
you. What
breaks
they say, he'll
things.
hurt you, coach. He'll hurt you, man.
And
He'll
Jake Paul's probably gonna get his face broken. He broke Otto Wallin's nose and his eye socket. This dude is running around breaking eye sockets. So you talk, say what you want to say. Dudes are serious. Some people are just serious like that, and not to play with. Like, and if you look at Jake Paul, how he played with all his other opponents, he ain't even trying that
he
with
ain't
Anthony
playing with
Joshua.
AJ.
He ain't
Well,
trying to even push that button right there because he playing with real fire
how
like
much
that.
is he getting paid, you think? Y'all? How much is
They
AJ
give
getting paid for
they
this
giving
fight,
him
you
a
think?
total from what they said with the outline. Jake is gonna probably make because he get a piece of the promotion. Jake's gonna make
So
about
for
$80
80 or
million,
something?
right?
See, I've been,
Say it
so now
again.
check this out. I've been saying this that he's gonna make 80 million for this, about around 80 million, because
But
he's
he's
usually
paying Joshua as well. So that's the difference. He's not. People gotta remember, it's a thing where he gets all the money, but he's paying out the person out of his money. So he's gonna pay Joshua between 40 and 50. So he's not gonna take that. He got the production as well. He just get all the money up front, and Netflix just put the fight on. So he gonna make some money, but not nearly what you think, because we talking about taxes, we talking about the production, and at the end of only
well.
person gonna come out like a fat rat is AJ. That's the only person gonna come out good on this one. Great
Yeah,
So
else.
the reason why I'm
Jake put out there 267 million. So I don't care what he paying AJ or what the breakdown is for these other fighters. That brother is he gonna take an
You can
ass
look
whooping.
that
He
stuff
gonna get
up. You
paid.
can look that
He's
stuff up
about
in
to
Wall Street
listen.
Journal.
He's about to
You can
get
look up.
paid
You can look at
handsomely,
the deal.
brother.
You can
He's
look
not taking his
the
look.
deal
ass whooping
structure.
for no pay.
You can look up the deal structure, man.
So
That's
tell
the
me what
thing.
he getting
You
in.
can look up the deal structure.
Say what he's getting.
I don't know. That's the
Yeah,
budget
he
for the
said
whole
this what he
event
put out there.
is 82 million.
267 million. No, that's
They
not
said the
true.
budget for the whole event from Netflix is 82 million. So I just got to go off whatever the budget is. Is usually they got to pay everything out of that. I don't know if it's a pay-per-view fight. I don't know any. I don't think it's a pay-per-view fight. So how would you generate that money? I don't know if they'll sell a lot of tickets in Miami. It's too much to do in Miami. They couldn't sell
This
tickets when they had LeBron and D Wade there. It's
look
hard to
this
sell
fight
tickets in
right
Miami.
look this fight
Go
right
ahead.
here is a fight that everybody should be wanting to watch anyway. This is a fight where you can honestly say, like, if this is a close, this is the closest thing to a real fight next to Tommy Fury. You see what I'm saying? So I'm gonna say it like this: that if I was Jake, man, I'm gonna play it safe. I'm gonna tell him just like he told Mike Tyson, bro. I got 10 million extra for you. You don't KO me, man. Well, I got a certain amount of money. You see what I'm saying? Because you got to think about it, man. This is the real
It
dangerous
ain't
fight
gonna
for
be
him.
10 million that he gonna accept though, Blue.
Yeah,
Not for
exactly.
Yeah.
somebody that's currently competing for titles. That
No,
nigga
no,
will
no, no.
not accept
AJ
that.
is really. I'm.
Listen.
He's
Hold on, y'all.
super rich
Hold
though,
on.
Blue.
You're right. I understand that. But what I'm saying though is this man, AJ, and believe he can fold Jake Paul. There's nothing to it, bro. There's no way that he can get in there and compete with Jake Paul can't compete with AJ, man. So what I'm trying to say is this, and I think this fight is a breakout fight for Jake Paul, for people to say, oh, he beat AJ, if they say how they panning out for some reason. But in order for him to win, he's gonna have to pay. That's all I'm saying. And AJ's willing to accept that money. He has to be willing to accept that money because he wouldn't have took that fight. If you could listen, you're not getting in there KOing. You're not nobody getting in there and knocking out Jake Paul. And not unless they're stunting and making it look like everything's cool just so they can get in there and knock them out. Like they got a hidden agenda. You see what I'm saying? Otherwise, Jake is paying you certain people, and AJ is one of them, just like he did Mike Tyson. He's paying those pockets to be able to get the result that he wants.
So it's going the
So
distance, Blue.
it could be a draw,
I don't.
bro. I'm thinking it's gonna be
Oh,
a
I don't think
draw.
so, Blue.
I think it's
I
gonna
don't
be a
think so,
draw. I
Blue, because
don't
when he was here a couple of
or
weeks ago before he went to camp. You could see
mhm.
Jake Paul he had black eyes because Jake Paul usually trains on the west side. I
No,
went to
no,
my school at St. Ignatius. They got a boxing gym over there, and when he was
yeah.
coming out that gym, he looked like he was in there getting effed up.
You're right. We
I
heard
don't
that he
think
got his nose
I don't.
broken. You know what I'm saying? Am I right?
Yeah, I
All
don't
kind of
think he
stuff,
was in
right?
there playing.
But
Yeah,
just
I
think
don't think he
about
was in
it
there
though. He's
playing.
fighting people he's fighting heavyweights now. He's got to actually get in there with heavyweights that hit harder.
But
So he got to
but
adjust
them
to
dudes,
that.
them dudes are taking it easy on. They're not going all out. That's what I'm saying.
Well,
They're not even going all
okay.
Yeah,
out.
Well,
hey
You
coach,
can't.
if you
they
see
took it.
this
They took
face,
it.
it looked
Look,
like they
look,
was
look,
going
look.
hard, man.
No,
Thank you.
no.
That's what I'm
Hear
getting
me
ready
out.
to say.
Hold on. They're not going all out. If they go all out, they run a risk of injury, and then the fight will be off. You can't go all out. You can't not this close to the fight. This fight happened with like basically like 4 weeks. You can't go out there and
Well,
do no hard spar and mess around and get a broken rib or a broken nose and spar. Now we can't fight. You're gonna mess the bag
Yeah.
up. So
well, I
it,
just think
it was just
he's
it was
getting
light spar. If that
acclimated
was
to
light spar,
heavyweights.
he was getting cooked in light spar. That's what it is.
Yeah.
He was
Yeah.
getting
He
punished
sent,
before he
hold
went
on,
to
wait,
camp.
wait, wait, wait,
He
wait,
was
wait,
getting
wait, wait.
punished.
Hold on, BVO. If I'm not lying, if I'm not mistaken, they sent Jared Anderson home because he whooped on Tyson Fury
It's
a little
being
too
too
much.
rough. Yeah, yep. He's being too rough.
Hey, I can see Jared
But
Anderson doing that because he got to me, he's got mental issues. So he might have been like, "Hold on, bro, you trying to step it up? Let's go then." So I can see
Yo,
that.
I tell you, I think people have forgot how good Anthony Joshua was. I've been watching a lot of his fights this year. You go back and watch 2014, 15, 16. This dude's a problem, man. You know what I'm saying? I
Oh
think
yeah.
they forgot.
Oh yeah.
And he was he beat the brakes off one of my homeboys, Kevin Kingpin Johnson, and he demolished him. Demolition job. This dude was doing demolition job. He was breaking people's faces. He was breaking nose bone. He was sending people to literally go get reconstructive surgery on their face. So when he's sitting there smiling with them shades on, saying, "Respectfully, I'm going to break his face," he means that. I'm going to break
How
your
many
face, dude.
rounds on Friday, Coach?
3. And that's
If
crazy. That's
if
that,
if
that's
I, if I'm if I'm if I'm if I'm AJ, I make him quit. I make him quit. I'm a
If
toy
he,
win, and I'll make him quit. I'll punish
AJ's
him.
gonna stop him, man. I'm just let y'all know that now.
if if
Um,
it go more than 3, it's fixed.
Yeah, I'm in full agreement. I got to go in 3 rounds or less.
Man, listen. It's fixed. It's not going to be a KO. It's not being.
Yes, but it's gonna be a stoppage, Blue. It don't make sense for AJ
Okay.
to
Okay.
carry Jake
Well,
to that point. Now, I mean, it don't. I mean, you gotta think about it. For
all I want to
one,
hear is all I want
for
to
hold
hear
on, let
is
me just
he
say
was
this.
right.
This
That's all I
brother is
want to
really
hear.
about.
You're right, Blue.
Okay,
It
we'll
can't be.
see.
Look, let me tell
If
you.
it go eight
Hold on. Let me
rounds,
say one
I'm gonna
thing.
definitely say that.
If this fight looks fixed, let me tell you something. First of all, this is a legitimate fight. If this fight looks fixed, the commissioner is going to get involved. Everybody's going to get involved. There'll be an investigation. This one thing I've seen guys go out there and lay down. When I was fighting, dudes lay down in the fight, and the commissioner wouldn't pay him. Say, "No, you lay down. You took a dive." You can't do that. Alexander Usyk said this dude hit him with a jab and freaking split his freaking forehead with a jab. One jab, split it. He's like, "Man, that dude punch hard, bro." So
Let me say this real
Jake
quick,
Paul,
Coach. This guy AJ is not. He's not really playing around. I know people seen Danny Dubois or probably seen him fight Andy Ruiz. But you gotta understand, he got really the whole United Kingdom supporting him, and he has the whole all of Africa really, and he has plans and intentions on doing a fight in Africa. Then he's not gonna risk his fan base calling him a sellout or somebody that's okay with fixed fights. AJ's not gonna do that. Now, will he carry? Maybe will he carry Jake a few rounds? Possibly, but it's no way that he lets him get through 8 rounds. That ain't gonna happen.
All right.
I'm saying this, bro. If Jake Paul were to fight the big African dude that he fought, what's his name?
Coley,
Oh, who AJ fought?
Ndagwe.
Coley.
Yeah, the AJ
Go.
It,
dropped.
and go on the
Oh,
UFC
I'm sorry.
fighter.
Oh, you
Yeah,
talking
he
about
the
Ngannou?
Oh,
UFC
you talking
champ.
about Donald?
Yeah, he
Oh,
fighting
Yeah,
Ryan.
Gonzaga.
yeah.
I
If
know what you're
if,
talking
if
about
Jake
too. I know
Paul
what
was to
you're talking
fight Ngannou would spark his ass, dog. And Ngannou ain't
Now
got
I
no
believe
boxing
that.
degree, but he can
You
hit
turn
you
Listen,
to
with a
fight
listen. I
Donald.
punch.
You
agree with
can't
you
say
on that
that.
one. Because no, hold on. I agree with him because he's not in tune with boxing like AJ. So AJ knows how to control his punches and do certain things to make it look real. You see what I'm saying? If it comes down to it. So this is the reason why I'm agreeing with Thomas, because I believe what he's saying. That like I agree with you on that, bro. That when it comes to the experience, because it takes experience to be able to get in that ring and be able to control what's going on. You see what I'm saying? And that's what Jake Paul needs. He needs a dance partner that can actually control what's going on, has the experience to be able to make it look as real as possible.
And hey, well, what
That's
is
why
real
they
is
get.
he
That's
gets
why
hit
they.
with punches. Jake Paul
Yeah,
does get hit with punches.
yeah.
The only fight he really didn't get hit with punch was the Mike Tyson fight, but every other fight he got hit with punches. And the last fight that he had with Julio Caesar's son, that Mickey Freaky didn't throw no punches until the last round, and he was hitting him with everything. It just takes one punch from that big African to put your
Yeah.
ass down, and he's in the ring with another big African who can put
Hey,
you
look,
down. I mean, he sparked that big African, and I mean, he sparked his ass.
he
Jake
knew he
Paul has
had to,
no
fam.
chance in hell to go past 3 rounds. I don't even see him going past the first round.
yeah. If I'm
And
AJ, if I'm just being sadistic, I punish him. I get him hurt. I bust him up. I break his nose. I break his eye socket. I maybe rattle his teeth a little bit. I make him go back to the corner and think about it. If he gets hurt, I back off of him, and then I do it again. So he goes to that corner and quits, or they throw the towel in, or like I say, he probably will eventually get knocked out. I don't think he can take those punches. There's nothing that I've seen that he can do to do anything to Joshua. He don't even punch. This dude don't even punch hard enough. He's not a heavyweight.
Hell
He
no.
really should be campaigning. He really should be
Hell
campaigning at
no.
175. To be honest, he's a light heavyweight. Jake Paul's a light heavyweight, and so he's going to get cooked. It's a
Nah, I'm
different when
gonna
you
tell
in
you
there with
like
somebody
this.
big.
Nah, with AJ weak chin, you don't play around with nobody. Because if you mess
That dude
around
chin
and
ain't
get
weak,
caught with a
dog.
shot and he knock you,
His chin's
no,
not weak. His
that
not
man
weak.
chin is weak.
No, it
That man,
isn't.
okay,
No, it is
whatever you
not.
believe, whatever you believe, whatever you believe. If AJ mess around and get knocked out by Jake Paul, you are the laughing stock of the sport of boxing. You don't play around with nobody. You are a professional boxer. You're a former unified champion. You former gold medalist. You don't play around with him. You take him out as soon as possible.
And a
You play
natural
around
heavyweight.
and get beat by this dude. Yeah,
Yeah,
you play
and
around and get beat by this dude. You are the laughing stock of boxing.
Yeah,
I want to say
I
something
also
about that
agree.
weak. Let me say something about the weak chin statement. You go back through heavyweight history. It's only one heavyweight that I can remember that never got knocked out. Every last one of them has been down. That's heavyweight boxing. Tyson, if you want to say weak chin, Tyson Fury has a super weak. His chin is worse than AJ. If you really want to be honest, he got clipped by Steve Cunningham, a guy that weighed 204 pounds. Deontay Wilder got hurt by a school teacher, John Molina. See that this is what happened. This is a
Okay,
narrative that's been put. No, hear me out. Hear me out. This is a narrative. Daniel Dubois is 248 pounds, a beast. Andy Ruiz is 280 pounds. Andy Ruiz knocked out a bunch of people last time I checked. He
Yeah,
can
he
punch.
did.
So any one of those guys
no,
can have the ability to turn
okay.
anybody's lights out, bro. All of them been hurt. You can't
No,
name one heavyweight fighter that hasn't been hurt. You get hit on your chin,
okay,
your legs are gonna do
but
funny things, brother.
but the point of the
Your
matter
legs gonna do
is,
funny things.
regardless of how you feel about everything, the difference between all of them ain't none of them getting in the ring with Jake Paul. Anthony Joshua is. So if he gets knocked out by Jake Paul, he's the laughing stock of boxing. All it takes is 3 pounds of pressure on a button. So if he
That is a
get hit,
lie, brother.
it's
That's something you read in the
It's
comic
six
book. It doesn't take
ounces.
3 pounds
It's
to
six
knock somebody
ounces.
out. No, it isn't. No, it
Six
does not,
ounces.
man. No, it does
it
not.
does so. It takes 3 pounds of pressure to knock somebody out.
No, it
Three
I thought
pounds.
it
doesn't.
was
If
six
you
No, it,
hit a
ounces.
no, it, no, it does
dog,
not.
dog,
It does not. It does not.
if you hit somebody on a temple with a 3 pound bell and you just drop it on a temple, I guarantee you they going to sleep. Three
Okay, let me tell
pounds.
you something. I'm punching well over 1,000 pounds psi. I am. The average heavyweight is punching about. I'm being dead serious. The average heavyweight punches about 1,400 psi.
Yeah, 15,
Yeah, so
16. Yeah,
that
yeah.
that's way
Okay,
that's way more than 3 pounds of pressure. Last
that
time I
that has
checked.
dog.
Y'all know Tank. You know
Are
Tank
you
was hitting
listening
at
to what I say
1,700.
or are you just objective? Because I said on the button. All it takes is 3 pounds of pressure on the button. I don't care if you hit somebody with 1,000 pounds. You're not hitting them on the button. I said hit them on the button.
I,
Dang,
I
you
seen it.
just want to be objective of everything.
I seen Anthony Joshua. I seen Anthony Joshua.
I'm literally trained to
All
punch
right,
people
man.
out.
No, but
I went
that's
through
a
Ranger
myth.
school.
That's a myth, bro.
I went
That's
through
cool.
Ranger
You
school.
said
I know how to put a
three
person out.
pounds of pressure. If that's the case, everybody would get
Dog.
knocked out, brother. It's 3 pounds of pressure.
Okay,
That ain't nothing, man.
let somebody hit you. Let somebody hit you with a clean shot on the button, and as a matter of fact, let your son hit you with a clean shot on the button. I guarantee you go to sleep.
Well,
Guarantee you go to sleep.
3 pound, bro. 3 pounds of pressure. Are you serious? Three.
Yeah.
Listen to what you're saying. You're saying
Leo,
3 pounds of pressure, and
dog.
I'm going to sleep. If that's the case, everybody would get knocked out. These dudes are punching way harder than three
Dog.
pounds of
They
pressure.
know.
You're not.
That
These
man should have
you
been
talking?
asleep for
These
sure.
guys.
You got it,
Some
dog. You
guys
got it, man. You got
know
it.
how to roll with the punches. What are you talking about? They know how to roll with the punches. They're not getting hit clean every time, and they're not getting hit on the button every time. That's why they tell you keep your chin tucked. You keep your chin tucked, you ain't gonna get hit on the button. That's the reason why they're going. Ryan Garcia got dropped by Luke Campbell, and Luke Campbell just threw a lazy shot, and he dropped him because his chin
That
was
was
straight up in
way
the
more
air.
than 3 pounds, brother. That's my case. That's way more than three
No, it was
pounds.
a
Way
lazy
more.
shot. It was a lazy
All right,
shot. It was a lazy shot. How you know it was way more? Was you in there taking a punch?
man. A grown man can generate more
Did
than
you
3 pounds
did
of
you get
pressure,
hit?
bro.
Did you get hit?
3 pounds.
So
What
how
you're
you
saying?
know it
Three
was more than
pounds.
3 pounds?
You saying no? No, you're saying 3 pounds. That's nothing. It doesn't take 3 pounds to knock a guy out. I seen freaking Ernie
All
Shavers
right.
hit Ali dead on the chin. That was more than 3 pounds, brother. Way more than 3 pounds.
Okay, he got a granite chin then. That means he got a granite chin.
Hey, let me run this.
Lee was Lee had a granite chin for real.
Hey, listen, if it was, hey, that he might have Zapata if he would have landed that right. You already know that. Hey, we gotta move on though, man. We definitely working in here. We building. Appreciate the family. Hey, listen, showing love, everybody supporting. We working right now. Let me ask y'all this about this. Oh, BVO, hey, talk about your and suit to the family prize. Hey, BVO, talk about your guy Canelo, man. He locked in the rematch for September. He told Bud don't go nowhere. We gonna run it
Yeah,
back, man. What's your thoughts on the rematch? And do you feel like that's the right move?
we got to do it. I was watching Telemundo with Eddie Reynoso, and coming soon, I'm gonna speak Spanish more on the channel. So keep your eyes open. But Eddie Reynoso was talking about the fight. No matter what, he was gonna take that because there's a lot of money on the line. So I don't think we can beat Blood. I mean, he a slick black nigga. We shouldn't be fighting him. But hey, I think it makes sense. I would choose Bud to beat us again. I just think there was no way he wasn't gonna take this fight. It's too much money on the line. So don't kind of buy too much into that. It's because of the money. That's why he was gonna take it. That's kind of what Eddie Reynoso kind of led to as well, because Eddie said it was a bad style matchup. He didn't like this. He didn't like the referee, the judges, all that. So we'll see what happens, and it's gonna be even closer than before. But I would pick Bud, to me, the best fighter in the world behind Ja Obatai, in my opinion.
I'm with you on that. He said 250 million. I'm with you on that completely. We
Who
moving
getting
around
250
prize.
Turn that
million?
money down.
Hold on, who
Yeah,
getting 250 million?
That's what's left on his contract. That's what's left on his contract. It's
I thought it
150.
was
Oh, that's
two.
what he got left. That's what he got. That's
Nah,
what
Yeah,
he
it's
got left
he
on the
got
150.
two.
contract.
It's 100.
It's
It's
supposed to be
200. I thought
two
it was
fights
150.
and 100 apiece. He got 200 million left on the deal. Two fights left. It
Oh,
was a
okay. Wow,
full
I didn't know
fight,
he got
400 million deal. He got the
two.
extra 50 from Netflix for the first Bud fight. So we got to see
Mm,
what he get for the second.
yeah.
Canelo is really
Is he the
running it
A
up.
side? Is he the A side?
I mean, as long as Mexico is Mexico, absolutely.
Okay.
Well, I'm about to say, yeah, he probably is the A side because they both got the same promoter. The difference is Canelo got a whole country behind him.
Yeah, I did hear that. And this is kind of cool. It's funny how justice works. Mauricio Sulaiman then was letting everybody know that they're going to be right behind the great Canelo Alvarez. So, shout out to the WBC for stepping up like they always do, and we hopefully get a unified champion. That'd be nice.
With who?
They talking about a possible like a fight before September. I don't know if it's true. He might take the winner for the WBC 168-pound belt, so he might come in as a champion again.
He gonna
That's what they're
fight
talking
Jaime
about.
Munguia for the 168-pound champion in a rematch. Watch.
That would be
I don't
nasty
know if
work.
they could do that.
That'd be a good fight.
Hold on,
That'd be
wait.
good.
We heard Nancy word. B3 was finna say something, and BVO, the black Mexican, said what, D3?
That nigga said the black
Hey,
man.
he's team Canelo. You know what
So,
I'm saying? You gotta
no,
I
watch
know I'm
let
that.
me
team
This is my
talk.
brother
boxing.
right here.
See, I'm team boxing.
Oh yeah. Oh, so you want to see Jaime Munguia, Canelo carry Munguia again?
No, I don't think it'd be Hamid McGee. I think it'd be Moses Tume who hit. Not Moses. Well, I'm saying Moses. I'm thinking about Moses. It'll probably be that.
Hamza
It'll probably be the Sherrod. What's his name? What's
and Billy
that
Winner.
dude's name? No, the bum that just fought this weekend.
Oh, Pacheco.
Pacheco.
Pacheco. It'll probably be the Pacheco Shiraz winner.
Yeah.
That'd be
Probably get
crazy.
that belt. And it'd be nice
Yo,
because those are tough guys. The Canelo be the tough guy going in there, but one of the biggest blacks, slick black niggas. I think it'd be great.
That's crazy to say. That's just
Yeah,
crazy.
because if I'm not mistaken, BVO said that Canelo was.
I asked you who this nigga on that name.
I was wrong.
Wow.
I'm not mistaken. BVO said Canelo was gonna be shit down Bud's leg.
Well, I didn't say that, but I was wrong.
Nah, you
I was
said
wrong.
that. You said that.
I was wrong.
Gaddafi Green.
Wait. Pride.
Yeah, what up? Smoke.
Pride. Come on, Pride. I know, like, I'm off today. I know I'm day sipping. But Pride, I ain't that drunk and I ain't remember that, right? I know I remember that, right, Pride? I know, Pride. I was in the crowd. You know what I'm saying? Because sometimes y'all have a chat, but y'all have a crowd. So I was in the crowd. I was like, damn, BVO is certain what was going to happen.
Nah, hold on. Let me say something about my brother
BVO,
BVO, right?
he always ride with
BVO,
Canelo.
but see, here's the thing about BVO, right? He's the type of guy. See, he's gonna support blacks and in secret, like he'll hand out turkeys and things like that. He don't want to be on camera, because when you support and help black folks, a lot of the time, people hate on you. They don't like when you stand up for black folks. So, that's really what it come down to a lot of the times, man. Some people, you know, they gonna
Hey,
take the
Coach Eddie.
they
Hey, Coach
can't do
Eddie.
it.
Hey, Coach Eddie. T here. Coach Eddie, I'm going to tell y'all something. BVO just text B3, say, yeah, hey, yo, don't let him do me like that.
Nah, I'm being real. I mean, everybody, do things differently. You know what I'm
Hey,
saying?
my man said BVO on his lunch break. Hey, but Prize here. Let Prize cook though.
Hold up, T Dot. Nah, I was
What's
just tripping. I was just ain't
up,
nothing. You already know. On the way home,
You try to say
I
my
was just.
brother BBO got some Taco Bell right now?
That's crazy.
most definitely BVO is about, like, listen,
That was
let's stop
crazy.
playing. BVO is not a little dude. He can't function off little shit. BVO ain't, like, BVO play what? Offensive lineman?
Yeah, that boy was
Guard.
he was on the guard. He was holding down the middle of the field.
Okay, all right, listen. BVO is one of the most nastiest people you probably will ever meet, and one of the most nicest people. But for his profession, what he had to do, I ain't getting into no fair fight with BVO. I can tell you that right now. He done poke people in the eyes and everything the way he had to go. Like, it is what the hell it is. You better recognize you ain't gotta be from the hood to know that. Hey, listen, on that football field, on that gridiron,
No.
and especially Keyshawn real trenches. You gotta do what
I
you gotta
know.
do.
Hey, I already know Aaron Donald put him on his pockets. Carry that. I mean, but that's like saying,
Aaron
do
Donald,
peanut butter and jelly go on bread? Like, what I'm saying,
bro,
Aaron Donald is one of the
that's
greats.
top five.
Peanut butter and jelly going a whole lot of stuff. I ain't gonna lie. Peanut butter and jelly is my itch.
Aaron Donald is top 5 defensive players to ever come
Yeah, in
through
the
the
history.
NFL. That's different. So, but
hmm
the
Nah, he not
LA,
getting 100 million. I don't think Bud is getting 100 million for the rematch though. I would hope so. But maybe. I mean, if he got the right representation in the move rooms, being
Yeah,
a
I
three
noticed.
belt champion, having the ring magazine, it just seems unlikely, right?
Nah, yeah, it's highly unlikely. They would have to do a lot of numbers for that thing to get that to the point where they give both of them that type of money.
Yeah, 100 mil is crazy, but I hope he. I'm with you. Triple. I hope he get it.
Yeah, I do too. Hold on, Kerry about to run it down now. Listen, man, we got to put some respect on the new age. Oh, now you slowed up. All right, number 4, Bruce Smith. Yeah, shout out to Virginia Beach. He doing his the best defensive players of all time. LT 1, Dion 2, Reggie White 3, Bruce Smith 4.
Hey,
Um,
I can't argue with LT, but
I ain't
Reggie
mad at
White
it.
was a Mickey freaky, bro. Like
Yeah.
a Mickey freak. I seen that nigga with one arm throw Larry Allen ass 5 yards back, and Larry Allen was the strongest nigga in the freaking league.
You got
That's
two
real.
cornerbacks, Kerry.
That's
Come on,
real.
let me say this real quick, right? How you
Oh yeah,
going?
because
Y'all never, you never really seen nobody Aaron Donald at Aaron Donald's size do what he did.
Yeah,
man,
Aaron Donald gotta be in the
He's
top 10.
6'1".
You would think he'd
I
be in the
be
top
real with
10.
y'all. I be real with y'all. On some real, I be real with you. The Champ Bailey, I get it. I get it because when you go back, you hear guys talk about Champ. This is where it get crazy from era to era. What I'm saying is,
Mm-hmm.
if you don't got number 52 from Baltimore in there,
Ray
if you,
Lewis,
That's kind
yeah.
of crazy.
I'm like now, listen, if you don't got
Mm.
52 in there, if you don't got number 20 from Baltimore in there, I say this.
Mm.
I say this. If you don't got number 43 from Pittsburgh in there, like, bro, when it
Ooh,
comes to top,
Palomalu.
hell yeah, bro. Bro, Troy would run to the line and you
He
thinking he
was
blitz.
Yeah, he
disgusting, bro.
You would throw the
Palomalo,
ball.
he played
You would
violent.
throw the ball 40 yards down the field.
Yeah, he
And
did.
that and number 43 with the long hair that don't curse would end up with the ball running back towards you. Bro, when it come to football and you start talking about who and what, like your top five, make sure your top five is your top five, not what you think that everybody else statistically top five. Your top five
That's crazy.
because I
Oh
got
no. Hold up, smoke. Hold up. What's your top five then, baby boy? Because you talking like a
We didn't
standard.
went straight into
Talking
football.
spicy.
All right,
man.
go ahead, Smoke. You ain't nobody gonna have that list. You ain't gonna have your list right off the top, is you, Smoke?
You
All
know,
right,
this is Sports
hold on.
Talk Network,
No,
baby.
no,
We
no.
talk
It
about
ain't got
all
to be in
sports.
order. It's just the top 5 players of all time on defense. That because it's hard to narrow stuff down like
My
that.
top, no, not all
That's a
time
fact,
top
prize. We
five.
worth it.
My top five because I'll tell you this. I know that nobody's better than Jerry Rice, but I'll tell you
That's
this.
a fact.
I'll tell you this. T Hill, like I told you, you look like my favorite receiver.
Mm.
Oh, you
You
love
are
you some
Yeah,
Steve
$5.10.
Smith. Yeah, Steve Smith was a mother.
now listen.
Yeah.
Now listen. My second favorite receiver is his college teammate Ocho Cinco, but those are not the two best when you start looking at statistically. So when you start talking about defensively top five, bro,
That's tough.
I can throw. I seen Julius.
What about the
I'm,
boy
Freak of
from the
nature.
Bears?
bro, I'm
Uh,
from North Carolina. There's
Yeah,
nothing
you
you
gotta
can
put him
tell
in.
me about Julius Peppers.
yeah.
Nothing. And when you talk to people in the
Mhm.
league, they like Julius Peppers. Whoever you are, he's your big brother. That's just different. And I'm gonna tell y'all like this: in high school, in the 11th grade, he was 6'4", 6'5", 250. That's crazy in high
Hey,
school.
You
Smoke. Hey,
know what
Smoke.
else?
Why my
You know what?
African American studies teacher was his track coach?
I
Oh
bet he
wow.
was.
Um,
Everybody that went
listen
to
from Southeast. That's
Carolina,
crazy.
Hey, Smoke. You know the best thing
everybody,
about Peppers, because I'm a diehard Tar Heel fan. When he used to
bro,
come hoop, when he used to
Smoke
come
went out
hoop,
on me, but
bro, B3,
Julius is
yeah.
crazy, yo.
When Peppers
He's a
used to
now
ball
he's
up,
a different breed, though. Come on,
he'll
bro.
B3,
bang on you too, bro. Not
B3.
only he'll
I'm
crack
just
you, he'll
telling you.
bang on you.
Now we just went.
Right, you saw him ball?
I hate to do this to
Yeah.
y'all.
No, I was
Oh, in
too.
college,
I was too young.
yeah, in college. That's right. I forgot.
Yeah.
When it comes to Carolina, I hate to do this to y'all, but damn near everybody at a certain point going through Carolina, even the white boys, their majors was African American studies. That's how you know niggas was just coasting through. Like that's a whole
What
different.
that nigga played basketball.
That's
Yeah,
just I'm
You
Peppers.
just
know what's
saying.
funny though?
Already.
I actually,
That's a good
hey,
team we
Smoke,
had,
when I
T
went to
Hill.
college, I was taking basket weaving until my grandma said, "Mofo, you got to get a real degree."
I'm just saying. I'm just saying. BBO. I'm just saying. BBO. I'm just saying. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
That's why, like, if
Crazy.
nobody up here knows, right? As much as I try, I can't. I can't rap with my sharp mechanics. B3, Prize.
He snitched on the alma mater. I ain't even go there.
Yeah.
But
He
being from
ran it.
North Carolina, you ratted for no reason because
Yeah, for
you
real.
because you done lost the Kardashian, your NBA career ain't popping, overseas kicked you out. Luckily, B3 came back, and you ratted on Carolina for no reason. You ain't seen nobody ever from Duke ever tell. I'll tell you
Talk
one
to
thing
him.
right here. I'm from North. There's no way. There's no way. No way. You may think of him in the league as just a regular guy, but when Carlos Boozer came to the ACC out of nowhere, how did you, a Army kid, get your mother and father transferred from Alaska to Carolina so you could go play for Duke for 1 year? Now, when you want to talk about it, we can talk about it. But
F Duke.
Must be the
He never
money.
that's the
he
ugly,
never
that's
talked
the
he never
ugly
spoke
blue.
about it though, Smoke.
Prize, that's the ugly blue. Prize, you know what I'm saying? That's the ugly blue. If you wear your sneakers, you don't wear Duke blue. You wear that baby blue Carolina blue. That's what it
No,
is.
you don't. No, you don't. You wear that
Yes, you
metallic
do.
blue, man.
Nah,
Man,
you don't
stop
wear that.
it,
You
man.
wear that.
Metallic.
Shout out to Durham.
You
Shout out
heard
to
what he
Durham,
said,
man.
metallic. Metallic. You don't wear that.
Yeah,
You
hey,
wear
listen,
metallic.
I'm from Durham.
Man, ain't nothing like the
I lived in
Carolina blue,
Durham.
man. Even though
I
Hey,
lived
not
in
like
Durham
the
for
Carolina
18
blue,
years.
B3.
I'm rocking with
I ain't never
I'm
rocked the
rocking with
Duke
Coach
blue.
K and Jay Williams. So.
Hey,
B3.
shout out to all my niggas in Fayetteville,
B3.
where they got the black
B3.
girls, man, in North
B3.
Carolina. Elizabeth
B3.
City as
Wow.
well.
You
Shout out to
B3,
wow,
this
boy.
Elizabeth
your
City.
channel,
Man, that
B3.
Fayetteville
B3.
shortage is rough, BBL. Go
Oh,
ahead,
they
Smoke.
BBL's
got
out of
some
control.
they got some
B3,
bad
you
chicks in
said
Elizabeth City, dog.
B3.
Wow.
B3, we got our own color. Right? Hold on, wait. B3, we got our own color, right?
Yeah, facts.
Babe, I've been telling you.
And we whooped him, and we whooped Coach K in his very first
1000%.
game, and we
And
whooped
his
him in
very
his last
last
game,
game.
and whooped him.
Mm-hmm.
And we got
That's
more
that Jordan.
national
That
chips.
That's that Mike
Come
Jordan.
on, just go, bro. What are you doing?
Now, you want to know something? The reason why Zion busted out his shoes, because nobody from Duke can wear Jordans.
Nope.
If you ain't ever noticed.
You ain't never seen nobody in Duke wearing J's.
Nobody from Duke rocking Jordan. But you
Duke
see,
is a
you see boys from Carolina wearing every kind of Jordan in the
now
game.
you see Boozer's his son out there doing damage in Duke, boy.
Cameron Boozer, next
Balling.
#1 pick, shot Cameron.
I
Hey,
don't know
yo,
about
that
that.
nigga really is beasting though.
I think DJ how you say it?
Yeah, man. Listen,
I think DJ gonna be
I
number one.
mean,
Don't take me
you was
back
either a
home.
Duke fan or a Carolina fan. Carry, I
Hey,
mean,
B3,
respect.
get it back to boxing. Don't take me back home, man. Don't
And we can
take me
talk
back
Smoke,
about it.
Hey,
Smoke trying to go back to the Mount so bad.
Hey, look,
Go
and
back to the
we
Mount.
can talk
home,
about it
man.
now.
Don't take me back
hold
home,
on.
man.
You know what I will say though, Smoke? Y'all make the best moonshine in the world in Greensboro.
You
Man.
damn right we do. In the front yard,
You
you
mean
can drive outside and
Wilkesboro?
get some.
At Wilkesboro.
Don't
That's where they
take
do.
me
That's where
back home,
NASCAR and all
man.
that. Yeah,
Don't take me back
Wilkesboro.
home, man. Please don't take me back home, man.
You know what's so
Please.
crazy? I never realized how many people from New York, Chicago, and Cleveland live in North Carolina. It's crazy.
Don't take me
Shout out to
back
North Carolina.
home.
Yeah, man.
Why
It's
home?
cold though. I
You
don't like
know
it. It's
why they?
cold out there,
You
Yeah,
know
Mamma
why they
BB.
moved
It's
down there,
cold.
BBO?
Cold out there, Mamma Jamma. That's for sure.
BVO, you a college dude. You a college dude, right?
Yeah.
How many damn colleges we got in North Carolina? Let's be
Yeah.
Man. When I went to Elizabeth City, Smoke. I went to Elizabeth City to see the football team. I couldn't believe in the middle of nowhere they had that many black people. I remember telling my grandma,
the high school looks like a college.
all
The
these
high
black
Yeah.
people.
school
I'm
looks
talking
like a
about.
college, bro.
It
Yeah.
was like 99% black, man. Shout out to
In the
Elizabeth City.
middle
Yeah.
of
That's a
nowhere.
fact.
So I'm telling
Yeah.
you, when it comes, if you take me back home, if every state in America broke up and broke apart, don't get mad if North Carolina be in the top 5. We got all the high school, we got all the colleges, and all the damn We got all the military bases. Everyone you want, we got them there.
But people leave Carolina though. That's the difference. People leave
I
y'all.
got. I used to live on Camp
Yeah, because you got
Lejeune,
to go out and make money. That's the
now
thing.
now Smoke.
That's the only
My
thing, you
other
know,
crib
because
is in
people get it popping in Atlanta, you know, with music,
No,
or they
here's
got to
the
go out
thing.
west.
Why did Charlotte have a team and not Fayetteville? I don't get it.
Here- here's the thing.
Fayetteville is just for military.
Charlotte is in
Fayetteville rapid
Catholic.
as hell, BBO.
Here's
Yeah,
the thing.
Fayetteville
No, I'm
Dusty.
just saying it's a lot of money there though, man, because of that base. I'm
And I'll
surprised
tell you like that.
that the team is from there.
North
That
Carolinians,
boy to that base.
North Carolinians leave New York. I mean, leave North
Oh,
Carolina.
not that base, not that base that Tommy Hill's talking
No,
about,
no,
right?
no.
No,
You're
I
talking
know
about
exactly what base you talking
I
about,
definitely would
nigga.
leave
that's what I'm saying.
North
Hey,
Carolina. I had to get the hell up out of North Carolina, bro.
What I'm saying
I
is
had to get up
North
out of there.
Carolinians leave North Carolina. When you come from
Facts.
somewhere else and go to
Brian
North
said he was
Carolina,
getting in trouble in North Carolina.
Man, I was getting too boy. I had to get
I
up out of
bet
there,
you
boy.
was. I bet you was, Brian, because you
But
was
I
like,
still, but I got a crib and a condo down there. But I'm always down there still to this day.
man. Shout out to Chico, man. Realest nigga.
And shout out to me,
yeah,
nigga.
man. Just
Shout
say,
out to
man,
me, nigga, for getting up
Shout
anybody,
out
All
my
right, let
to
me run
ticket.
this. Let me
I ain't do
let's
like
get
some of
back on
you
track,
other
Smoke.
niggas
Let
do.
me run this
I ain't get on
for the champ. What's y'all
I ain't
thoughts
get
on
my
this?
Seen a lot of weaknesses in his game too, and something that he said earlier. He said, T.O. never lost to a southpaw. Well, I never lost to an orthodox, so it ain't no different. But
The difference is you never fought no elite fighter.
okay, I don't think y'all did either.
Oh, so you got to show it, baby.
I don't think
pressure's
y'all
on
did
you.
either. I ain't
It's
see.
not on my son.
I ain't see Limachenko throw no punches.
You've
for
never
6
been on a big
rounds.
stage like this.
I didn't see Limachenko throw punches for
You've
6
never
rounds.
been on a big stage like
I
this.
didn't see Limachenko throw punches
Because we
for 6
froze him.
rounds. Okay, you gonna see.
Like we gonna freeze you too.
You better not throw the towel in.
Come on, man. You out of your mind.
Okay.
My son fought without
Wanna
no
see?
air. My son fought without no air against Convulses.
You can't fight
He
for
got
your
balls.
son. You can't fight
You
for
gonna
your
tell
son.
me, man? Come on.
You can't fight for your son.
I bet you gonna quit.
Yeah, okay, you gonna see.
Hey,
Hey,
BBO, what's your go
according
ahead,
to
Smoke?
BVO, according to BVO, this will be the biggest fight in boxing, 2026, guaranteed.
hey, I'm
T.O.
gonna say
Shakur?
this. I gotta
I think it's the
give
biggest
my
fight to
prop.
start the year. I don't know if it's going to end the year the biggest fight because it's going to get lit. You know,
I
the
gotta
zone got us locked in for 12 pay-per-views.
I gotta give my props to Tio.
Let me
I mean,
refresh because I can't hear everybody.
I, I doubted Tio for a second. I gotta give my props to Tio. This man is literally my superhero. I didn't know that you can fight with no air in your lungs. I thought you gotta have air in your lungs in order to fight. That man said he fought with no air. That man Tio is immortal. You can fight with
Everybody
no
fell off.
air.
Y'all can hear me now?
Yeah,
Yeah,
My bad,
you
free.
can
But
fight with no air. Okay.
what's the likelihood that Shakur get a stoppage? Is Blue, you still in the building? Listen, Blue pulled up before 12 p.m. his time. I appreciate Blue, man. Blue, he heard Shakur name. He heard probably some Shakur slander. He said, nah, he had to pull up and make sure that he checked it. So I appreciate Blue, but Blue probably moving around. Salute to the family, Blue. Now I'm already knowing Blue. Blue said, hold on, let me jump in here early. B3 Picks TV ain't seen Blue before 3 p.m. ever.
Hey, look, I was about to say to you, man, you keep dropping these Shakur drops, man. We're gonna have a problem, B3. You know what
That's your dog. Listen, we got to get that engagement, man. Shakur the guy. Talk to me, Blue, real quick. Likelihood that Shakur can get T.O. out of there, do you feel like that's far-fetched? Or do you believe that
I don't even
he'll
think of it
probably...
like that. I don't think of it like that.
Okay.
If it comes, it comes. I'd rather just see it, a master class, boxing, a program be displayed and him just basically get the decision. If he gets a TKO stoppage, I'm with it. You know what I'm saying? Or if he figures out a way to actually stop him, I'm with it. You know what I'm saying? But I just want to see a good performance, him go in there and just showcase his skills and, just earn the respect that he deserves, in my opinion.
I mean, I
That's
think
100%.
I think if Tio goes in there and he's outclassed and he's getting beat up badly, I think he will quit. I think T.O.'s mentality, he will quit.
That
Now
mental, yeah.
the likelihood of that happening is I don't know how likely that is to happen, but I can see T.O. actually giving up. If he's in there and he's getting beat up and he can't touch Shakur, and Shakur just is outclassing him badly, I can see T.O. say, man, I'm done. I can't do no more. I'm done. So I wouldn't be surprised. I just don't see it happening like that. I think these guys is going back and they're going to try to not let the other one have the upper hand, and I think this is going to be somewhat of a boring fight. I think this is going to be somewhat of a boring fight.
Yeah. BVO, you back in the building? Get an audio check, family.
Yeah, can y'all hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah, talk about it, man. You feel like T.O. Senior is gonna be the best guy to kind of promote this matchup, or what's your take? Do you feel like you don't have to sell no more of the tickets? I think they said already about 70 to 75% of the seats have been sold out. So, do you feel like there's no promotion needed? This is just a great fight.
It's not a great fight. You just heard T.O. come out and say how they don't have any corporate sponsors. Um, that's the thing I was saying about Shakur and T.O. both, man. Both these guys can't sell, and it's just sad that only us boxing hardcores care about this fight. I think T.O. I'm telling you, man, T.O. really hurt himself with all that racist rhetoric, man. I don't think he can ever recover from it. And Shakur being a man without a country, he's almost like the Stringer Bell from The Wire. You know, he's too hood for the corporate sponsors. He's too corny for the fan base. And I think both of them, it's just a horrible matchup. You got two lames about to fight, and nobody cares. That's the only bad part about it. Great fighters, but they're both
You
lame
know,
niggas. Just be totally honest.
you know why I have to have full agreement with you, BVO? Cause somebody ingratiated in like black culture like T.O., for him to not have no sister girl on him, like not have no black girlfriend, that's kind of weird. So I mean, if he really wanted to step his game up, he need to get him a nice sister on his. You know what I'm saying? He need to, do his thing. Like really let your, with all due respect, let your
No,
next thing
no, no,
get you this
no,
girl.
the
You know what I'm
hell you
saying?
no. No, the hell no. No.
No, that man ain't no sister messing with no Bert from daggone Sesame Street.
I'm gonna
Hey
say
man.
this. I'm gonna say this. I can't really speak on that, because we all know my wife is Dominican, and I'll be honest. I've always dated women that look black but that were not black, so I can't even um say that. I mean, I've never dated Tracy from the hood. I've always dated those girls. I call them like Ray J, the exotic looking girls with the baby hair, like Ashley or Fresh Prince. So I couldn't even tell you about that. I don't want to be a hypocrite. So whatever Teal got to do, he got to go on another. He just really, I tell you what, it don't matter. At the end of the day, all Teal can do is keep fighting. That's it. Because at this point,
Hey,
he apologized. He can't take none of that stuff back. He already said it. But money don't unlame a lane. We can say we want about Tank. Tank is not necessarily a lane, but Shakur is. And all the money, he got his teeth fixed. He wearing them corny chains, and he's still lame. It is what it is. He with Jay Prince. Jay Prince had Andre Ward, Floyd Mayweather. That's his track record. And you still don't know who Shakur Stevenson is. So, I mean, he's money don't unlame a lane. He's a lane. We know T.O.'s a lane. That's going to be a hard fight to sell, just to be totally honest. And you can't go off them tumble the tickets is going.
Hey,
That's resellers. That's why the ticket's so high now, because they sold a bunch to the resellers. And now you go to SeatGeek and the house is open.
let me say this real quick here. It's not that maybe slightly, but really you want somebody to be happy at the end of the day. Now, BVO will tell you you know what I'm saying, what makes him happy. I can tell you what make me happy. And I can have an idea what heterosexual men would make them happy, right? Is a beautiful woman. So at the end of the day, this brother lost his wife. He kind of need to find somebody that's real, you know what I'm saying, authentic, and that can show him some love. So the brother, you can tell that he might be confused. I don't know. He might just be angry, but at the end of the day, that brother, he needs to be with a good woman, a fine woman.
I
That's
got one for him. I
I
got
mean,
one for
that,
him.
that could be
He
the
could
case.
He could date the girl that the daggone Michigan head coach was dating. He could date her. She's single.
So, because what I would say, D Freeze a nut, but what I would say is guys start dating the women in boxing. I mean, why don't he holler at Caroline Dubois or Alicia Bungana? These dudes should maybe
They don't like him.
date these girls. Because we seen
They
before she
no.
got with Pat Booth, we seen Carissa Shields going hard against Anthony Joshua. And maybe because he hang out with the guys have a little more pride, he didn't take her. But I would get a girl in my same industry if I was one of them guys.
What the thing is, he can't get no Carolina Dubois or no Alicia Bungana because of what he said. Their folks are not gonna let them date, let alone them trying to date. Their folks ain't gonna let them. They got too many people running. They gonna like, nah, he ain't the one. He ain't the one. That joint gonna bring your daggone value down, especially Carolina Dubois.
Hey, that could be the case, my
One
brother. I'll
thousand
give you that.
percent. 1000%. Nah, big fight is. Hold on, before we move on. Your lady, man. The top shorty and pretty much one of the top shorties in the sport, Alicia Baumgardner. She back this week, and then what do you free cook on this free real cool? What you expecting out of Alicia on Friday? Versus Lila Boy Dawn.
Uh, well, first before I get started, I have to correct myself. Alicia is the co-main event. According to what I saw last night on the primo, she is the co-main event. At first, it looked like she was in fight, but when they put with the girl, they did a face-off, and they said co-main. So I'm guessing she is the co-main event. So her opponent can fight.
Hold on, free. So they
I don't
switched it from
know.
Anderson Silva, Tyron Woodley. That's not gonna be the co-main no more.
Uh, according to the promo that I saw last night on YouTube, they did a face off and they had up on the promo that they were the co-main. It said Alicia got her opponent name, and they said co-main. So I guess they the co-main event.
That'll work. I think that's a
Um,
good move.
but her opponent can fight. Um, I wanna know how she does against Alicia Power because Alicia does have power. I think she sells out a little bit too much trying to land the power shot, and that could be reasons why her gas tank be empty come the second half of the fight because she tried to land that power shot so early instead of letting it setting up for the power shot or letting the shot to her. She get it and she swings a lot of hard shots early, and by the second half she be gassed out. But I know her. I mean, Alicia shouldn't have to worry about the power. I think her opponent only have like 3 or 4 knockouts, so she shouldn't have to worry about the power. But her opponent can fight though. She can fight. I think Alicia will win, but I think she probably will win by a split decision. Um, and I'm only saying that based off of what I saw in Alicia's last performance. I think she'll win by a split decision based off of what I saw in her last performance because that the female that she fought last time, she was a female that was a actor that was boxing. And so you got a person that was boxing part time and you look bad in that fight. Now you got somebody that actually fight full time. So I'm like, okay, based off of what I saw last, I gotta say you probably win this fight, but it's probably gonna be a split decision. It's not gonna be a unanimous.
I'm with you. Listen, I'm with you 1000%. I think it's gonna be a tough fight for Alicia. I was watching Lila Boy Dawn, and that's the same thing I was thinking. How is she gonna stand up to Alicia's power? And is she gonna be on the back foot a little bit too much? To where Alicia either get her out of there or, whether she just lose, right? Um, so It all that's what it comes down to. But I'm gonna say this: when Lila Boy Dawn, when she fought Elhim McCallett and stopped her, that was impressive. Cause Elhim gave a lot of ladies a good fight. She gave Alicia a good fight, and she also gave Serrano a good fight, even though she got dropped. Neither one of them stopped her, and Lila Boy don't stop her. So we gonna see. It's gonna be fire.
Right.
You definitely gonna
That's
be
what I'm
fire.
saying. And that's what I'm saying. A lot of times you got these big punchers, they try so hard to get the knockout because they are a big puncher instead of just setting up your shot. You already a big puncher. You ain't gotta try to land a big shot. All you gotta do is set it up. You set it up, you have Will just throwing big shot. Will just throwing big shot.
1,000%. 1,000%. Let me see here. I just pulled up this farm. I'm in this farm, fresh by the grass and wings. Let me run something for the people, man. Hold on, real quick. Free.
Mm-hmm.
Touch to get there. Lay it.
Is that right? Watch that lap, baby. Watch that lap. Watch that lap. Watch that lap. Let's box. Let's box. Nice. Beautiful.
Let me just show y'all this real quick. Two thighs
Hey, hold
from
on.
Farm Fresh,
Show the
358. $3.58. You go to Royal Farms, anybody else, it's gonna be $7. I got two thighs the other day from Royal Farms. They charged me $7.
That's what's up. Hey, but hey, play this so man. Play the
Listen,
drop
everybody
where
being on too much taxation. They don't got no
can you
they
hear
don't got
me?
no tap to
Can
pay
you
on.
hear me,
Hey,
B3?
but listen, we working, man. We grinding.
No, he
Listen,
can't.
who's this?
B3 can hear me.
You can hear me free?
B3.
No. I can hear you. You can't hear Blue. Both of y'all trying to talk.
My bad. I'm gonna refresh. My bad.
Blue
Yeah, I want him to play the drop where Antonio Tarver, Green Antoine Russell and Shakur was sparring. I want y'all to see that dog in him because I'm tired of y'all saying that he don't got no dog, you know. And I want y'all to see in that sparring session he was showing that dog, you know. So
Nah, see,
B3.
this is what I
I can hear you now, Blue.
this is what I
Okay,
don't.
so hold on, D3, hold on, just so he can fight. You know, tell me after because he probably have to search for it anyway. Because throwing something like that, that's kudos for Shakur. So I know he don't got that. He don't have to search for that. But play the Gary Antoine Russell and sparring Shakur. You know what I'm saying? We want to see that dog, and you know what I'm saying. Shakur got.
See, this is what
Hold on,
And
real quick.
I,
look, you can see how the
I don't
punches
get.
are cleaner from Shakur. You can see how the punches are cleaner from Shakur, and he getting it in there, and he's hitting him to the body with the uppercut to the stomach. You know what I'm saying? To the stomach. You don't
Yeah,
see
I
it.
mean, yeah, I
You
mean,
got that B3?
that was a few years back. I remember
Yeah, that
when
don't mean
that.
that don't hold on. That don't do that. Don't do that, D3. I like how you said that.
Oh,
That was a few years back.
hold up. I said Yeah, I wasn't saying it for that. I mean, you about
Okay,
to you about
okay.
to cry. You about to cry. I wasn't even saying it for
Hold on,
that.
hold on, hold
I
on,
was
hold
saying
on.
it
I ain't
because
about to cry. I'm laughing right now because I like how you
I
slipped that
was
in there. You slipped it in there no matter what. You
no,
slipped that
I
in there
was
slick.
because I've seen it already. I
Yeah, yeah,
remember when
yeah,
they had sparred. I seen it already. I seen
yeah.
that a few
It's
years ago.
old spawn
That's why I said it was a
resurfacing.
few years.
No,
Yeah,
it's
it's
a
old
sparring
sparring
between.
reserve.
Yeah, it's old sparring, but you still, no matter what, you get to see that he does have dog in him. So if he needs to pull it out, he can. So that's all I'm saying. Play that clip for me, man. Drop that, drop it like it's hot, my
No,
guy.
but the thing is, like,
Oh,
I don't really buy into the sparring like everybody else do, because these guys, they get a whole lot of courage when they got headgear on and 16-ounce gloves. Because Richardson Hitchens, if you watch him in sparring, he's a dog in sparring, but when he get in the ring, he don't fight like that. That man fight totally different when he get in the ring. And
I
and, and
mean,
sparring, he a
yeah, I
dog.
agree with you. I agree with you. You can say that about a lot of fighters. You know what I'm saying? You can say that about Devin Haney. You know what I'm saying? You can say that about well, you can't say that about because he does go out there and try to do it. I was gonna say you can say that about Boots too, but because he used to be, everybody said he beat up a lot of people in sparring. But
man, it depends
that's what
on
he
the
does.
level of danger. Like,
Yeah, yeah,
because
yeah.
you can see
That's what
when
I'm getting
Devin
at.
stepped to guys, if he don't feel the threat that like he gonna get clipped with nothing that he can't handle. Hitchens to do the same thing. You seen how he walked down on Cambosis, but when it comes to a guy that they got to be concerned about, they're gonna keep caution because if they get hit with the wrong shot, the fight can go a different way.
Hmm. Hmm.
So that's why
Yeah,
it's gonna be this Shakur Teal fight gonna be extremely interesting. Because
Hmm.
Tio can crack a little bit, and also I like how Tio lets his hands go.
uh, I mean, like I said,
Let me ask you this, Free,
don't be surprised if y'all see a Manny Pacquiao Floyd Mayweather type of showing.
and that's what I wanted to ask you because they talked about it, freezing, right, freezing the opponent. Tio Sen said he was gonna freeze Shakur like they froze Loma for the first 6 rounds, and that kind of leads into your point, Free, about how you feel like the fight's gonna go. Do you believe that one side is gonna be frozen or the other, where they have to keep their hands in their pocket?
I think both sides is gonna be frozen. They're gonna be playing freeze tag, and both of them gonna be it. I think both of them gonna be frozen because neither one of them is gonna want to make a mistake. I think they both are going to be sitting there being very defensive because neither one to make a mistake. You're going to, I guarantee, this is what you're going to see. The first two, maybe 3 rounds, you're going to see both of them throwing a lot of jabs, but they're going to be out of range. They're going to be out of range throwing a jab, and then you're going to see a combination or a big hook from Tio, and then you're going to see them back throwing a bunch of jabs out of range. That's what's going to happen like the first 2 or 3 rounds. Watch what I tell you. They're going to be out of range throwing jabs because neither one of them. That's how I see it going. Let me drop this last delivery off, and I'm done for the day.
You closing out for the day? Blue, you can hear me?
Yeah, I get you. Hmm.
Um, y'all already know, man. The grind don't stop. The grind don't stop at all. Um, Let me say this real quick while we got the people in. I should have mentioned this earlier. Oh, that's a little feedback. I had to meet you. There's a little feedback, but let me say this: Tim Zoo is back tomorrow morning, as well as the Filipino Flash, Nonito Donaire. Um,
They fighting tomorrow.
mm-hmm. Nonito's gonna be fighting in Japan for the full title against Seiya Sassoon, while Tim Zoo he's gonna be fighting um this kid named Velasquez, a good kid out of Massachusetts. He could fight. He's gonna be fighting him. So it's
He
gonna
gonna
be an
lose. Tim
interesting
Zoo gonna
Wednesday
lose.
morning. I'm not sure. He said Tim's gonna lose.
Mm-hmm.
Tim Zoo, man, Tim Zoo a tough guy. If he lose, man, it might be over for him. It might be time for him to hang it up. I would
Mm-hmm.
hope, whoever's matchmaking or whoever's putting this fight together would do like they did with Danny Garcia with Danny Gonzalez and find somebody that Tim Zoo can actually beat. But if they
It
find
was that.
somebody that's going to actually beat him, that's gonna be
That's
messed
why.
up.
That's why Ndora fight messed up Tim Zimmer.
Ruined him.
You know, when he got that cut, that changed his whole demeanor, the way he fights, in my personal opinion. Because he was right.
I'm in agreement.
But until that fight, he was riding the wave, man. He was everybody. I was kind of like I was iffy with him, but I was still leaning towards I'm fucking with him. Then next thing you know, he gets in there with he has that fight with Tim Zoo. I mean with Fundora, and it's a different story now. I'm not feeling that shit. Not feeling that wave. That's
Yeah.
why I said I ain't got no confidence. I ain't got no dog in the fight. I think old boy might beat him, man. Yeah. Especially how Jenny, what's her name, beat him up too. You know what I mean? Demolished him. I mean, Fedora beat him, took his heart. That's in my opinion. And then old boy beat him. You know,
Mm. Yeah, he did.
he beat the brake dust off that man, man.
Nah,
Hmm.
he definitely did, Blue. 1,000%. Now, but why I got you here, Blue? What's your thoughts on the Canelo kind of signing up to take the Crawford fight in September? Do you feel like that was the smart move?
That's just a money fight. You know what I'm saying? He can go back and have
Mhm.
another fight, but I mean, if he does, he's got to understand that Bud does understand him. He's gonna take more chances now. He's gonna go for the KO. Bud gonna go for the KO, man. He won't go for it. He'll take more chance. But how Bud is, he'll take that chance to be able to KO. He was giving him his respect, in my personal opinion. Moving up, and he didn't want to take no chances to open up no doors. For the man to actually beat him. So now he can go in there and work on certain things, to tighten up the game to see if he can get a KO.
Mhm.
I think he's gonna box
1,000%.
smart like he did before, but he might, he gonna have the confidence to say, okay, in that 12th round, I did hurt you when I stepped it up. So I'm in I believe I can hurt you again and get you out of there. Because if he hurts him and he get the shake stanky leg at all, yeah, he gonna get him out of there.
Mm.
Or have a TK, referee stoppage or TKO.
Talk about fans crying, brother.
Yeah, they
They gonna
gonna
be
be emotional.
crying. Yeah, that's gonna be
They,
bad.
yeah, they gonna be
Hopefully, Bud
emotional.
carry him. What you
Nah, I don't
expecting
want
from
to see. I don't.
AJ?
I don't want. I don't want to see it carry. I want to see Bud if you can get him out or get him out of there. I mean, the fans gonna be the fans. They ain't gonna cry like that. They just gonna be like, okay, well, they just gonna have to accept it. You know what I'm saying? And that's the best thing to do when you think about it. Why carry the man again when you could beat him and become the man this time? You see what I'm saying? Now you become the man because you put the stamp on him, you sealed it, you KO'd him. A dude that can't be KO'd.
Is Bud the A side now for the rematch? In your opinion?
Um, in my opinion, he should be, but in the boxing world, no, because he's more of a draw. Canelo's more of a draw, no matter what. So he's gonna be the A side still. But he should get the A side money and everything like that. But when it comes to like the ring walk, Bud's coming out, last. They should give him respect. Hmm. Canelo coming
Yeah,
out
Canelo not
first.
even coming into the fight as a champion or nothing.
Yeah, he's coming out first. But just when it comes to the money, yeah, he's the A side man. But other than that, we know he's the B side
Mm-hmm.
because he's gonna get the lion's share. It just is what it is. You can't you can't deny it.
Mm.
You can't deny that. He's gonna
Yeah,
get that
Eddie
lion's
Reynoso
share.
said Canelo's gonna sit out until September. and he wants the Crawford rematch. Do you feel like that's the smart move, or should he
Yeah,
try to line up? Should he try to
I'm okay
line
with
up
it.
a
He
fight
don't need to
before
fight
Crawford?
anybody else. He need to let his arms. He need to let while everything's fresh in his mind, what happened to him. He can go back and work on his skills. Train after his arm heals. You know what I mean, and do what he got to do. He's good to go. You know what I mean?
Hey, this will be
So,
the first time in Canelo's career that he's only fought one time in a year.
mhm.
Mm,
If he sit out until September, this will be the first time in his career that he's only fought one time.
wow.
Man, I ain't knocking it. I think that would help him out so he can worry about realistically the person the fight he lost to. He lost his belt to. Worry about Bud. Well, I'll try to worry about somebody else. You know, he don't need to, honestly, in my personal opinion.
Yeah, it could hurt him because he's doing something that he's not usually doing. Like his body is accustomed to having to work out, so it could help him because he's giving his body some rest, but it could also hurt him because his body is not used to it. It got accustomed to having a certain amount of fights, and so those muscles ain't tuned up because he's been sitting out so long. So I don't
No,
know
I
how it's
can.
gonna play out. I think he gonna lose either way, but I don't know how it's gonna play out for Canelo.
Yeah, it's gonna be tricky, man. That's all I got to say.
Bud is a generational fighter. He's turned into one of the best of his generation. So I just feel like it's gonna be an uphill battle for Canelo. It was gonna be an uphill battle regardless. I picked Canelo to lose the first fight. So I'm not really expecting him
Hey,
to. I'm not.
let me ask y'all this. Let me ask y'all this.
Mhm.
Let's say this fight is closer than what it was the last time. Do you think they give that fight to Canelo?
Or a
You
draw.
said closer?
Or a draw. Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah,
No, I
If it's
don't.
closer, oh,
I
if
don't
100%.
this
think
fight is
so.
closer,
Oh yeah.
No, I don't. No, I don't know. I don't think so because
Blue. They scored the
you
first
got.
one 7-5. What'd you score?
Well, I had the first one like you could say either 8-4 or 9-3. I didn't really believe that Canelo really won rounds like that because when he first started, he didn't win the first round. In my opinion, Bud came out there and initiated from the jump. You got to respect me. Here's this two-piece jab in your face. What you think? So,
yes, that's the only
Man,
thing that
they tried to
I'm a
steal that
little
first fight
worried
from him.
about. That's the only thing I'm worried about in this fight. If this fight is closer than what it was last time, I think they might rob Bud. Like we might see Bud winning, but I could see them giving the fight to Canelo
Yeah.
because a lot of people believe that this is Bud's last fight. He's going to run off to the sunset. Especially if he wins against Canelo the second time. It ain't really nothing else for Bud to do, to be honest with you. I mean, yeah, he can go for a four-time undisputed, but it ain't no names there, so it's not really. He's not getting the paydays for those fights. He might get the status and the legacy of being a four-time undisputed, but he ain't getting the payday. So I don't know. I think this might be his last fight. So that being said, if this fight is remotely close, I could see them robbing Bud and giving Canelo the win, so they can move forward with money fights with Canelo because they still want to get Saraz the title fight. That was the whole plan. Saraz was supposed to be fighting Canelo.
I mean, I would rather see them two fight, in my personal opinion. Shiraz and Canelo, and Bud just go down there to actual middleweight, and then get undisputed down there, in my personal opinion. But it is what it is.
Yeah, that's what I said. I mean, that was the plan that Saraz was going to fight Canelo after this Bud fight if Canelo win, but Bud upset the apple cart, and so they got to run it back again.
Yeah, yeah.
And you remember what happens when the daggone rematch happens? That man run over to the daggone. He had that daggone envelope.
Hey, while we here, Blue, what you want next for Devin Haney? Who do you foresee?
Oh,
Who do you want to see Devin match up with next? Is Smoke still in here? Smoke.
yeah, I'm right here.
Oh, okay, lock. Blue, let me get an audio check. I didn't hear if you because I seen you come off mute, Blue.
Yeah, yeah, I'm
Okay,
here.
you can hear me. Okay, I can hear you. Okay, lock. Cook on that, Smoke. I don't think Blue heard me.
No, I heard you, man. But
Lewis Crocker. That's what's left for him right now.
I think I want to see. I don't know.
He want to see a real fight. Blue, Blue
Yeah,
don't want
you
to see
know.
no bullshit.
Yeah,
Hey, do
He
you
want to
yeah.
see
think that they
somebody
Man.
gonna
close the
make the
distance
Lewis
on him.
Crocker?
I just
Do
want
you
to
think
see
they're
an
gonna
actual
make the Lewis
50-50
Crocker
fight,
fight,
man.
or they gonna make and Conor Ben?
Mm,
Um,
I'm gonna be honest with you. I feel like if it doesn't make sense, well, Turkey already has an agreement with Devin. He kind of got to give him another fight, that last fight. So I feel like it does make sense to put like maybe,
Lewis Crocker.
well, yeah. But here's the thing though, Free, on that Fury AJ undercard, Conor Ben versus Lewis Crocker probably makes sense. Wembley Stadium, they put 90,000 in it. So I'm with you on that. But also Devin Haney first fight in the UK at Wembley Stadium, that makes sense too. So I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna say yes. I'm gonna say yes. It happens. Cause you know what? Cause you know what it's gonna come down to. It really comes down to Lewis Crocker, and Lewis Crocker is gonna say, "I'm gonna fight Devin Haney because one, his people, he's gonna get respect for that. He fighting an actual guy that's a proven fighter versus fighting Conor Ben. Now Conor Ben beat him. I mean, he's pretty much legitimizing Conor Ben as a guy that should have been a world champion. If Devin beat him, he lost to a guy that's a pretty much a pound for pound fighter. So he gets more credit for Devin if he wins. And he gets, less criticism if he loses. So I just think it makes sense for Lewis to take the Devin fight. And I believe it's probably gonna be pretty much an even amount of money, either or. He might even get more for
That
Devin.
was that's what I was gonna that was gonna be my next question. Which fight do you think pays him more? Because Conor Ben is a big name in the UK, and Lewis Crocker is from the UK. So,
Mm.
which fight you think pays him more? And is Turkey willing to pay Devin $14 million for a Crocker fight?
I think he will. I think he will. I'll be honest with you, because that's a unification, and really, that kind of it makes the every other fight after that pretty much lock, right? Because look, if Devin is unifying at the division
You did a little bit too much.
now,
Yeah, when we trying to get to my food.
hold on, let me let me mute Smoke. Uh, I'm gonna say this right. If he makes if Turkey makes Devin a unified champion, if Devin's able to beat Lewis Crocker, become a unified champion, then the Barrios, Rolly, or Ryan and Pac-Man, whoever has the other belts, it pretty much puts the onus on them to make the fight with Devin, right? And if they don't make the fight, then they 100% it looks like a duck. Now, right now, Rolly having a Pac-Man option, it's like we understand. We're gonna kind of give you a pass to some degree. Ryan never been a champion. We're gonna go ahead. We know you want to become a champion so you can unify. But if Devin is unified at the division, then he's the man. And if he send you an offer, you avoiding it, you a duck, and you don't want to fight. So I think the unification puts Devin and Turkey in the driver's seat, because ultimately you want fan interest in the fights. And but you got a good point. Ireland versus Great Britain. That's a big fight in the UK. Yeah, that's a big fight in the
Yeah.
UK. One
Yo,
thousand
hey,
percent.
hey, B3,
Son of a
my
legend.
fault, man. My dog tried to get to my steak and rice, man. I ain't
Oh,
having that, man.
whoa.
Word, man.
That's a no go.
Hey, that listen, that fight right there in the UK will both, you know what I'm saying? That fight right there between Dan and Crocker would be the bigger money and more money involved.
Mm.
Yeah,
It'd
I'm
make
gonna
more
be honest
money.
with you. Lewis Crocker and Conor Ben in the UK, that's a
It's gonna
main
be more
event
money.
by itself. That's a main
Yeah, that's
event
gonna
by
be.
itself.
It's gonna be more money involved too, and so that would be the fight. If I was Turkey, I would roll with because I'm thinking more money off that fight.
You could
Yeah,
say
I mean,
blue, but these brothers literally was lined out on the street when they heard Devin Haney was in town. So
No,
let's
that's
not
fine. That's fine.
underestimate
But
how many UK fans, and they want to see the best fighters in the world. So think about it. An undercard where you
well, I
could
mean
put.
Ben just came off a big win. You see what I'm saying? He highlighted. He's somebody now. You see what I'm saying? So he's gonna
Yeah,
be.
but he
He's
but
got.
he
He's got.
but nah, he's always had that last name, but somebody's a stretch
No, we're
because
talking.
really we
I'm talking about the rematch, the build up in the rematch, and for him to go back and win, and everybody, especially with Bomac being a part of Chris Eubank's team. You see what I'm saying? It's a different story now, man, because I assumed that he was going to lose. And now that puts more kudos to the fight. That's what I'm trying to say. It's going to be more money, man. That fight's going to be more money, bro, for them two. Now, it's still going to be money. It's still going to be money if Devin,
off of
and
what they
Ben.
generate though, like Conor Ben, I mean without Chris Eubank, it was Eubank. That's the only reason. Conor, so you buying Conor Ben, Lewis Crocker?
Um, I mean, I would watch that fight.
No, I said you
Most definitely.
buying it, pay-per-view.
I mean, yeah, I mean, yeah, if I want to see, I think it's a good enough fight. It'll be fireworks in that fight. So yeah,
You seen Lewis Crocker fight, Blue?
yeah. I mean, but you're gonna assume two fighters, they're still gonna make money. You know that though. That's all that matters. I mean, when it's a politics of boxing, man. That's what it boils down to. You know,
Listen, yeah,
I can say,
I understand
I
everybody's
can say
premise.
my, yeah,
If Devin
I
Haney
can,
had a country behind him, it just wouldn't even be a conversation because they will say,
no,
"Oh,
I
you
wouldn't.
across the pond, so you over the pond, I'm over the pond. So when we meet up, it should be bigger, right?" But they
Yeah,
know that a lot of the times, Bud dealing with the same thing. You know, a lot of the black fighters they deal with this. They don't have the full support,
see that,
so the people don't even believe that it's a big fight. It's crazy.
no, see,
and that's
but see, the thing is,
that's
hold on,
because
it is a big fight. It is a big fight, but no matter what, it just comes down to the politics, bro, or the money.
You feel
You
like
see what
so
I'm
Conor
saying?
Ben is a bigger star than Devin, is what you're saying?
No, see, hold on. I'm not saying it. I'm talking about it's just more money over there. Well, I'm not saying nowhere near that he's a bigger star. That's not, that's not true. You know who the star is when it comes down between them two. We both do. But no matter what, when it comes down to the politics of boxing in a way that, they could promote it, it would still be a good fight that would generate. Just like Shakur said, I would rather go over there. This is the reason why Shakur said he'll fight Conor Ben over there because he knows it's more money. He's going to get more money than fighting him in America. It's worth it. That's big, 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 big payday, man. It's just the politics of boxing, bro. No matter how
Mm.
we try to slice it, it's the politics of
hey,
boxing.
I'm about to say it's the same thing for Devin Haney. If Devin Haney was to fight Conor Ben instead of Lewis Crocker, if he had the opportunity to fight Conor Ben instead of Lewis Crocker, he'll fight Conor Ben because there's more money for Devin Haney to fight Conor Ben.
Yeah,
Yes,
facts,
the belt is on the
facts.
line for Lewis Crocker, but it's more money to fight Conor Ben.
That's a fact. He said Crockett's not an excited fight. Shout out to my brother Blade. Nah, here's the situation, right? And I definitely understand. The only thing is this: Conor Ben is actually coming off a fight where people think he thought he lost. Um, So that puts like a, kind of question marks around his legitimacy as a champion. Now,
Hold on, you saying people
if
think he lost the second
Oh,
fight?
we're back with Patty, yeah, I mean
no,
he got the two
not
knockdowns, but that was I mean a lot of even the commentators thought he lost. I mean he wasn't running those rounds. Now he won the rounds he got a knockdown, but that's because Patty was out of pocket.
you talking about Lewis Crocker.
Yeah, Lewis. Yeah,
Yeah,
Lewis.
you talking
You
about you
said
meant
because
Lewis Clark. Yeah, everybody.
You said Connor Ben.
Yeah,
That's why I was like, oh,
yeah.
Oh,
So
my
we
bad. My
both
bad.
Hey, look, me and
My
D
bad,
Free
though.
was both like, what the hell going on?
Oh
I'm
yeah,
about to
my
say
bad.
Connor Ben won that fight easy.
Oh yeah,
Convincingly,
that was
yeah.
a landslide. That wasn't even close.
That's why I said what I said.
But
I'm
he
like,
was
hold on,
But
what
come
the?
on. But come on. The UK fan. See, we gonna support the people that we love and want to support. Blue on our side, right? The
Mhm.
UK fans, they going they know what time it is. A lot of their fighters don't really be world level, so they got to keep it
Facts,
tall,
big
right?
facts, big
They got to
facts, big
keep it
facts.
tall, and they know for a fact that I think the Conor Ben Lewis Crocker is more competitive than bringing Devin Haney in the mix. That's all I'm gonna say. So to that
Well,
point, I think the UK will go crazy for that fight. So I'm with you.
yeah, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like that fight would be a big fight regardless, because even knowing, I got, I, I, I think Conor Ben will win this fight, but you know what I'm saying? It just would be, no matter what, a bigger fight. It's more money, man. That's all it is. You can say they're rivals now. They can make up any excuse, man, to come with promoting a fight. Now it's just about how you go promote the fight to make to get the maximize the money out of it. That's what
I already told you that
Oh
B3.
my bad.
I
What
already
you say?
told you that, like that Conor
Cook
Ben
smoke.
gonna get that. Conor Ben probably gonna get that Lewis Crocker fight. It's gonna make that if he
Yeah,
fight Devin or Ryan, it's gonna make that fight even more.
yeah, I can see that. You already know what they call him, Swift Eddie.
I'm
Um, he definitely looking to make that. I mean, I feel like that makes sense for him, but maybe it don't. Maybe getting two fights with Devin Haney. Because look at it like this, smoke. If you know, if Lewis Crocker's a champ, well, hold on, that's two Turkey paydays separately. Now maybe Turkey don't want the Conor Ben Lewis Crocker. Maybe he say, nah, my guy's Devin Haney. I want to make Devin a unified champion and Conor Ben fight the winner. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Or Conor Ben fight Devin after. So
That's why I said Devin could he could possibly get the fight, but
it's all going to
No,
depend
but I
on
mean,
Turkey and Lewis. I
but
think.
see,
I think Lewis Crocker got
but
to
see
make
the
a decision.
but see the thing is with the Conor Ben and Lewis Crocker, they don't need Turkey to put that fight on because the UK fans are going to buy that fight. They don't need Turkey, and so Eddie Hearn can get all that money just off himself. But with the Devin Haney, you do need
Yeah,
Turkey
you
because
need Turkey on that one.
yeah, with the Devin Haney, you
Yeah,
need
because that's
Turkey.
a
But
big deal.
with Conor Ben and Lewis Crocker, they both under matchroom, so they don't need Turkey. And the UK fighters, I mean, the UK fans is going to buy into that. That's why I said that can be a main event by himself. They can be a main event by themselves. They don't have to be on the undercard. I mean, it will be good to be on the undercard because now you got two interesting fights on a card. But the Lewis Crocker and Conor Ben is a main event in the UK.
Yeah, I think it's a big main event. I'm gonna be honest with you
Yeah,
because
that's what I'm saying. It's
because
a
Conor
main
Ben to get an
event.
opportunity to
And
be world champion.
what about making it a pay per view though?
It's not a US pay per view. That ain't a U. Nobody knows Lewis Crocker in the US. The only way it's a pay per view, Blue, is if they put it on the undercard of Fury AJ.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's not a
yeah,
pay per view. That's a regular DAZN fight card. That's a regular DAZN fight card.
yeah.
Now let me ask you this: Is Lewis Crocker Devin Haney in the UK or Lewis? Because that's what Eddie proposed. Eddie proposed Belfast, so he wants Devin Haney in Ireland. Is that a US pay-per-view? My man.
No, I don't think it's a pay per view neither because,
Appreciate
like
you,
you
bro.
said, nobody
Thank you. All
nobody
right, you
know who
too,
Lewis Crocker is. Nobody know who Lewis Crocker, so it doesn't change who the unless Devin Haney or Conor Ben was somebody like Canelo, where they are a draw. Then you could say, okay, I see it being on a pay per view, but neither one of those guys are the big pay per view star to make it a pay per view fight. Neither one of them.
See, and I feel like free and based on you saying I'm in full agreement. That's why it kind of makes sense for them to do Devin and kind of Ben. Um, I don't know, man. That fight just I feel like that's the best fight now.
Now that right there, that is a pay per view fight.
Yeah,
Devin and Conor Ben, that's most definitely a pay per view fight.
right.
I
Hmm.
think Eddie want Conor to be a champion before that happened.
Mandatory facts. That's the smart. That's smart by Eddie though. Yeah, that's real
That's just
smart. That's
by
a
Eddie.
smart move.
I'm not talking about the boxers. I'm talking about Eddie gonna be like, no, we're gonna get you this belt first, then we're gonna be able to double or triple the payday.
Talk to him. Yeah, that part right
Both,
there.
both of you guys are coming off of
That's why
uh
he gonna try to make him champion. So I'm in agreement. They just got to figure out how do I put this right. They don't want to. I don't feel like Turkey's. It's gonna be nasty work, smoke, if they isolate that. If they keep him out of the big fights, right? Because think about it. Conor Ben gets a belt, he becomes champion, right? Why would he fight Devin if Rolly or Pacquiao is champion? Why would he fight if Barrios or Ryan is available, right? To
yeah.
unify, like those fights for one, style they looked at as easier fights. And
So you want my
also
personal opinion?
Ryan's probably a bigger commercial draw.
Look at my personal opinion. I gotta just be blunt. They might do the same thing they did to Boots to Devin Haney. You know, fighters is gonna be sitting there because it's high.
Hmm.
It's it's high risk and you get high reward too from fighting Devin. But still, it's like the thing about it is, do people want to go through that fighting Devin? You know what I mean? And that from their perspective, because now they look at Devin as okay, he gonna do this, he might do this. Is that a fight that I want to take? You know, versus this person over here. I think I can beat this fighter. You know, he can become the boogeyman. You see what I'm saying? Of
Yeah.
147.
Hmm. And we gotta make fights that they like putting in people that the fans believe can win, right? I think
Mm-hmm.
that's the big deal with this matchup. Oh, with Devin Haney, because like you saying, Blue, after what Devin did to Brian Norman, Lewis Crocker, you not even really you don't even really want that fight. I bet if I told you Devin was moving 154, you would say good. Yep, that's what I want. He gonna fight some dogs at 54. He gonna fight for the belts at 54. Yep, that's what he need to do because you know the 147 landscape is looking like it's pretty much he possibly
It's
can be
just
undisputed.
yeah. It's not on a yeah. It's nowhere. It
He's
doesn't have
better
the
than those
strength that it
guys.
had when yeah. It don't have the strength like it used to have when Bud was in there. You know,
Right,
and
Bud,
then you
Errol,
want
Boots.
no. See,
That's three
Boots is
dogs.
different. You know what I'm saying? Like with Boots is different. You know, we just wanted to see him fight the best, and he wasn't getting that competition there. You see what I'm saying? And for some reason, he didn't
Mhm.
fight certain contemporaries when it came down to it. You know what I mean? So it is what it is. He ended up moving up, so we couldn't really gauge to see if he's really the truth in the booth. But
Mm.
now that he's at 154, we get it. We're almost about to see it, but we still haven't seen it just yet. You see what I'm saying? We still waiting. So it's like,
Nah, but let me ask you this, Blue. On the flip side, what's your thoughts on people moving Devin to 154? They really they don't want to see him at 147, respectfully.
I don't have a problem with it. Him moving to 154. That's why I said I didn't really think he's going to stay down there and campaign at 147. I didn't see that because, but not unless he wants to take it, get an easy route to go for undisputed. But it just depends on what happens. Who moves up. What if you have certain fighters that said they want to fight? Devin Haney. So maybe that could be the fight. He stays at 147. He tries to collect the belts, and then maybe maybe he might have a certain amount of belts by the time Shakur's up there. He fights Shakur fights Conor Ben, and then he turns around and tries to go into negotiations, but puts a rehydration clause on Devin Haney. Now it's up to Devin Haney because it's been, they've been going back and forth about wanting to fight each other. Now it's upon Devin Haney to accept the fight or reject the fight. If he rejects it, I'm okay with it because the simple fact is he's got a he's got a rehydration clause that he might not want to accept. He likes to have an advantage when it comes to gaining the weight afterwards. And I'm not going to sit there and cry over spilled milk because of that. He's a champion, and you know what? It's what he wants to do. And Shakur said the same thing. Like, look, if he accept the fight, cool. If he don't, then I'm just moving on. It is what it is. If he doesn't want the rehydration clause, that's just what it is. Sometimes we gotta not be so emotional and just allow fighters to do what they want to do, because no matter what, the fighters are gonna show their worth. If they're really about something, they're gonna show their worth, man. It might take some time, but just allow the fighter to do that because sometimes we push as being boxing fans or casuals, we push the fighters to move a certain kind of way, and it might be too soon for them. And,
Talk to him, Blue.
uh,
I'm in full agreement.
so
Let me
that's just what it is.
gotta lock in with my barber, Mr. C, for tomorrow, man. It's about that time. Hold on, let me see what. Come on, man. We gotta get. Listen, it's 3:30 on the west. On the well, I say on the west coast, on the east coast. 12:36 on the west. But we grinding, man. The grind don't stop. Uh, Carrie said Boost was at 147. Everybody was in the house with their Bibles with the doors locked. They said that he was there. They was running from Boots. They didn't want that smoke, Carrie. Man, Boots at 154. Where's his fight, man? Eddie came out and said that, Virgil lost his pen. That's the fight that people wanted. That's the fight the fans wanted. So
They
we
got to stop saying,
we need to get that matchup. I ain't gonna lie to y'all.
yeah, they got to
I want to
stop. Eddie's
see.
got
I
to
want to
stop
see
coming.
that fight. For sure, Virgil Boots. So we got to just watch for the land. Watch kind of and survey to see. It is a lot of dates because we got April. We got so January is pretty much already set. We got. They was trying to do a date in February, so that's possibly still on the table. And then also, um, we got March, more than likely AJ Fury, and then the list goes on and on. We got May, of course. May is pretty much open, but Benavidez said he's trying to fight Zerto. So it's going to be interesting to see how the landscape plays out with Virgil Boots, with Devin Haney, and potentially fighting Lewis Crocker or Conor Ben or neither guy, right? So Juan already been telling us. Juan said he gonna be out for 6 months. Juan don't believe he's gonna get a fight. So we just gotta see. We definitely gotta see. But listen, I appreciate everybody that pulled up today, that showed love, that subscribed, that supported the channel, that helped the channel grow. We definitely working and building. And listen, everybody that's in the chat showing love. Appreciate y'all. Um, listen, I'm gonna end it now. We're gonna be back tomorrow to cook. This is just listen in the morning. Y'all tune in if y'all can, if y'all can find TV. Nonito Donaire. I mean, I'm sure they'll post it to YouTube after the fact, but Nonito gonna be fighting in Japan and Tim's gonna be fighting in Australia. So that should be exciting. But listen, we're gonna be back. Shout out to the Sports Talk Network, the People's
Hold on.
Network.
When
Let's
do you think
go
that fight's going to
green.
be?
Alright, is you motherfuckers finished? Y'all finished? You silly motherfuckers?
You got to be soldiers, all right? Soldiers. Not clowns, goddammit. Drive, and you shut the fuck up.